You're listening to The Boxing Voice.
It's showtime! Welcome back, boxing fans.
Blood is good.
Fireplace, a mask of blood.
Blood is emotion. Story, a drama.
Deep gas, blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood is what we want to see in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still crawling.
What we want is a bloody good fight tonight.
We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
This is me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love you, strip. I'm okay.
You serious? You serious?
And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing.
No fighters in England. They all bums.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Do some push-ups for me right now.
For the interview?
Yes. Don't let your hands go. Get out of here, Bird. Go home.
What next?
You want the table shot at the food? You not even honest? You want the table shot at the food?
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
All right, people, welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice. Listen, man, I don't know what to tell you. This week sucks. So, you know, deal with it. Hopefully you guys call in and we get some good banter going because it's Maybox on ShoBox. I mean, you know, for all you fucking Floyd Mayweather lovers, there you go, giving you bullshit on a platter. But we're going to have some other things to talk about. Of course, there's some headlines out there, a couple of news and notes that we could touch on. And, you know, I guess we could always talk Frampton, Kiko Martinez. That might help. I don't know. Let me see. Get some people on here. Start this off early. Get the banter going.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Well, good evening, Ness. Yeah, you're right. This week kind of sucks, but we'll do the best we can. And of course, we all. For those of you that don't know, Klitschko's fight got moved from September 18th. So, I guess he tore his bicep in training. I've never heard of a fighter actually doing that, but that's what the article said that I read yesterday.
Well, Robbie, you know what? We didn't touch on the sponsors, and I do want to talk about the Boxing Fan Expo. For everybody who's going to be at Mayweather, Maidana, Mayhem 2, you're already going to be out there. The fight's not going to start maybe till 6 o'clock West Coast time. So the Boxing Fan Expo is going to have a huge lineup of fighters. You know, it's going to be Mike Tyson's going to be there. Mayweather's going to be there. Porter's scheduled to be there. It's just... the list goes on and on. Just go over to theboxingvoice.com. Right on the homepage, there's a banner. You can buy your tickets there at the low because of our affiliation with them. And you definitely should check it out because if you're going to be in Vegas, what are you going to do Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. anyway while you're waiting? I mean, you could always get drunk and go to a pool party, but why do that if you're a boxing fan? I mean, it's just too many. I'm going to get you a list of names. Remember to go to theboxingvoice.com, head on over to the homepage. There's a big banner, says Boxing Fan Expo, so do not send me tweets asking where it's at. Open your freaking eyes. And when I bring you on today, I hear you. No need to say, do you hear me? I hear you. Don't worry about it. Robbie, you exhaling over there, brother. What's on your mind? Talk to me.
Yeah, well, I was waiting to make sure you were done. Yeah, don't forget to check out audible.com and all the rest of the sponsors that support this show, guys. And remember, when Ness brings you on, it no longer tells you that you're unmuted. It just beeps. So be sure to pay attention to that. If you're on a speakerphone, when you hear the beep, take yourself off a speaker so everybody can hear you also. that's another good thing. Besides the main fight this Saturday on that card, is there anything else to look forward to as far as any of the other fights that are going to be on that card, Ness?
To be honest, the fight this week that I'm most excited about, and before we get into that, everybody watching on YouTube, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the like button. I'm not playing. Hit the like button. You already know. 646-478-3068. So yeah, Robbie, the card that I'm most, the fight on that card that I'm most looking forward to is Badou Jack versus Jason Escalera. Last time we seen Badou Jack, he was starched. He got put on his back, and he didn't look good getting up. Last time we seen Escalera, he was stopping, an undefeated prospect. Granted, the kid was coming from Mexico, probably had a bunch of Mexican fights, which doesn't mean the same thing, but he still did what he had to do in an exciting fashion. And before that, 2 weeks before that ESPN fight, he knocked out another dude that was coming up. So Escalera's on the up and up right now, and remember, his only losses to Edwin Rodriguez, if memory doesn't escape me. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
That's why I'm picking Escalera in that fight. I know Badou Jack did not look good the last time out. When he got knocked out, I didn't even think he was going to get up.
Wow, so you're going with Escalera. You see, I don't know. I know Escalera's going to make it a very, very fun fight, but he throws looping shots, and he's open to be hit. Edwin Rodriguez, you can say what you want about him, but you have to rate him higher than Escalera, clearly by the way he handled him. He didn't need to hold Escalera either to negate the power of Escalera. I was live at that fight, and it was a pretty decent scrap. And I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think? Where do you put Badou Jack versus in a comparison with Edwin Rodriguez in terms of talent?
I think Edwin Rodriguez is a better fighter than Badou Jack off of what I've seen. But after suffering a devastating knockout like he did in his last fight, I'm going to be interested to see how he handles himself in the ring if he gets hit by a solid punch. Because, sometimes when a fighter comes off of a big knockout like that, they're kind of gun-shy after that.
Yeah, so, well, let's switch gears just a little bit because there is, like I said, some exciting news. It's funny that Donaire is now scheduled to fight Nicholas Waters. We all seen Nicholas Waters last time out on HBO, looking good, beating Darchinian. I'm not 100% sure that Waters is technically sound enough to capitalize on Donaire. I know that at this point in Donaire's career, not very many people think highly of him after him losing to Rigondeaux, but let's be honest. Rigondeaux's like one of the best fighters in the world, so it's not all that bad when you lose to him. And, with the speed of Donaire, the problem is the power, in my opinion, hasn't carried up. But with the speed of a Donaire, I think he may be able to capitalize a little bit on Nicholas Waters and his wide punches. They're kind of – he gets a little too enthusiastic. And maybe – I don't know. I kind of see him being countered. This is a good fight. And like I said, it's funny that it got made. I had just spoke to Donaire, Rachel Donaire, not too long ago, like really a couple of days ago. Either she didn't know or she already promised that breaking news to someone else. But Nonito Donaire is going to be taking on Nicholas Waters. They're going to meet to unify their versions of the featherweight world title on October 18th at the StubHub Center. So, California, you guys did it again. You get another good fight. The fight, oh, here we go, you see? The fight, which is not signed yet, but has been agreed to, according to Carl Moretti, the vice president of Top Rank, which promotes both fighters, is due to take place on HBO, televised opener of the card, headlined by middleweight title holder Gennady Golovkin, making his 12th defense against the interim titleist Marco Antonio Rubio, which their press conference was today, guys. So, okay, this is television. Rubio, Golovkin, and then on the co-main event, Donaire Walters. Both of these tell me action.
Yeah, well, I like Donaire in that fight. I know he's had a rough time lately and he hasn't looked good, but I agree with you. I think Donaire will will find a way to take advantage of Walter's looping punches and stuff. He leaves himself too open, and maybe the power hasn't carried up to the weight class, but Donaire's been in enough battles that he might be able to pull out a decision in this. So I would have to go with Donaire at this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's far too early for me to make a pick. But I can see you going for the more notable name, the guy that we've seen a little bit more of. But let's take it out to the streets, man. 253, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
What up, Ness? This is Lenny. It's been a couple weeks since I called in, but I wanted to talk to you about the Trout thing. I thought I noticed something. If you look at Trout before he gets hit or before he gets knocked down both those times, maybe it's just me, but it looks like to me Trout's got really heavy feet. Like he is not light on his feet at all. It's like he was dragging his feet right before he got punched. And I watched the fight against Canelo, and I kind of saw it in that fight too, and I just didn't know if maybe it was just me or if anybody else has ever noticed it. I listened last week and no one said anything about his feet, but I think he's got heavy feet, man. I don't know if he's chinny. I just think he just drags his feet.
Well, now that you mention it, I don't know if he drags it, but I will say that he doesn't use them a lot. He doesn't give a lot of movement, and when he does, it feels like it's one pace at a time, right? Like big paces, but one at a time.
Yeah, very robotic.
Exactly. So I guess, I mean, you know, maybe you can associate that with dragging, you know, because you say the word drag, and I literally think of his feet dragging across the ring, and I don't see that. I just see very little movement from him. And
I know
again,
what else to associate with it.
And again,
I didn't know what other word to associate with it. I just, you know, like I said, I feel like he's got heavy feet for sure.
Yeah, I mean, could be. So, tell me, you excited for this week's Maybox on ShoBox?
Not really. I kind of am interested in the Badou Jack because I would like to see how he recoups from the knockout. And before he got knocked out, he was probably the one guy on the money team that I actually liked. So I'm curious to see how he does. But I mean, there's a couple other guys that are all right, but you know, but I see the most potential with him.
And you see, if you would have asked me, I guess before the Molina fight, I would have said Mickey Bay, and I'm gonna stick to that. We'll see just how good. We'll see just how good he is come this Mayweather Maidana pay-per-view, because he's on the undercard and he's gonna be going up against a guy that's a tough son of a gun. I mean, you know, to fight Miguel Vasquez is bad, but to fight Miguel Vasquez in front of 1 million people, that's even worse.
Oh yeah, and the Triple G, I think this is actually going to be his first real test. You know, he's not a slouch. I mean, he's no joke. So I mean,
it's funny.
Out of the other guys he's fought, this might be the most rough.
I keep hearing that from people that this was going to be Golovkin's real test and yada yada yada. I mean, we don't even got him on our top 15 on the Boxing Voice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, and I bet you other publications didn't either until this fight got signed. That's how they do normally. Right away a fight happens and they want to justify it on their rankings. But I mean, what makes you say that? Who has Rubio faced that you feel is going to cause any type of threat to Golovkin?
Oh, it's not about. It's pretty much everybody he's faced, other than, you know, Pavlik knocking him out. But he can go. He can go. He likes to bang, and we're gonna see. You know, I'm not saying he's got an iron chin or nothing. You know, Golovkin's probably gonna take him out, but it's out of the guys he's fought so far, he's definitely probably the best looking name next to Curtis Stevens.
I don't know. I think I'll be shocked if this fight goes past 8 rounds. Rubio's been knocked out 3 times before. Rubio also lost to Chavez. I'm going to have to go back and watch that fight. I don't even remember that fight. So I'm gonna definitely have to go back and watch it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he looked good versus Lemieux, but that was a long time ago.
Yes.
Marcus Upshaw. I don't even think that dude is a super middleweight.
Upshaw?
Yep. Then he fought Baldemir in 2012. Oh, come on. You shouldn't even be.
I thought that.
You shouldn't even be fighting Baldemir in 2012. Baldemir should be like cleaning your car in 2012. Baldemir is very old. So I don't know. I mean, it seems to me like this guy's been sitting in there, you know, chilling. Let me see where these fights. Look, Mexico. Come on. He's been having a comeback career in Mexico ever since Chavez. Everything has happened in Mexico. Nah, I'm not. I might have to drop this down to 6. Golovkin inside of 6.
Well, like I said, I wasn't picking him to win, but I think that, you know, he's definitely a decent challenge.
I definitely think it's going to be over quite early. I think Rubio is going to be another one of Golovkin's victims. I'm surprised that you're even giving him a chance in this fight, caller, because with that resume that Ness just read off, I don't think he's got a chance.
Yeah, I don't know.
Robbie.
We'll see. You're probably right.
Well, all right, 253. I'm going to get to some other callers, and thanks for calling in. Robbie, but have you seen Rubio? Because sometimes you know, you shock me. Sometimes you give opinions, and I'm not necessarily sure if you watch that fighter, because I'm not saying Rubio's bad.
I've seen Rubio fight. He's a good fighter, but this is way out of his league, in my opinion.
What fight you watched?
I watched him fight Chavez.
I don't remember that fight. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't want to tell you anything that's not true. So go back and watch it. But he accounted himself well, but Chavez just was too strong for him, and I think that's what's going to happen with Golovkin here. Golovkin's going to just use his power and wear him down, kind of like what he did against Daniel Gill. It might turn out to be one of those evenings.
I don't know. Rubio's a big boy. He's a big boy. I don't think it's gonna go the way it went with Gill. If it does, I'm impressed.
Hey,
but
believe
again,
me, I want to see Golovkin in a real fight. But so I hope you're right, Ness.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I don't think Rubio is more dangerous than Curtis Stevens. But let's take it back out to the streets.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nelson.
No, motherfucker, I didn't say my name was different. What the fuck?
Oh, you said your name was Nelson.
No, I didn't. You need to clean your motherfucking ears out, nigga. Nestor. Man, how the fuck is David Lemieux rated number 10 and Rubio not rated in the top 15 when Rubio knocked the living shit out of Lemieux and has that fuck nigga shook ever since?
Because if you're talking about our rankings, I'm going to attempt to defend it, but I'm not part of that committee. But I'm pretty sure he's listening. He will be calling in, who's the head of that committee. But I don't need rankings to tell you why. Because, okay, Rubio knocked Lemieux out, but Lemieux went on to fight. His win over Fernando Guerrero is bigger than anything Rubio has done since his loss to Chavez. So, of course, one is... Let me finish. Because, of course, one is going to escalate in the rankings, and the other, if he's fighting a bunch of dudes in Mexico that fucking scraped the piragua, nobody gives a fuck. And we're not going to rank him. He's not going to get elevated. He's only a number one contender in the WBC because that sanctioning body is from Mexico. Don't give me that bullshit.
Nigga, please, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Lemieux fought outside of fucking Fernando Guerrero, dude?
It doesn't matter. Listen to me. It doesn't matter. Fernando Guerrero's last fight.
Fernando Guerrero
you just asked me a question. Wait a minute.
Brady Brewer.
Didn't you ask me a question?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, don't look for justifications on records. Take this for what it is. Ranking is based on fight by fight. Us as fans, we tend to do a collaborated ranking of a fighter. That's why you guys hold Miguel Cotto so highly. Rankings don't work like that. You get ranked off your last fight, okay? So Fernando Guerrero was ranked high enough to get a shot at a title, right? Whether or not you feel it was
you get ranked collectively, man.
How? How do you get ranked collectively? You can't just sit around. Listen,
you have
listen.
To ascend the rankings by beating your last opponent. Yeah, but I mean, everything before that shit matters too.
To who? To who? To who? To who does it matter? Because if Danny Garcia would have lost that fight to Salka, you telling me Salka wouldn't have been ranked? Okay, then. Okay, then. So we agree. So we agree. He doesn't have to be number one. You could move up or you can move down. And I'm going to explain it now.
Yeah.
With Fernando Guerrero, again, this conversation is not to debate whether a fighter A or B deserves the ranking. This conversation is strictly what it is, okay? So Fernando Guerrero was rated high enough to fight Peter Quillin. A loss to the champion in that division or in that sanctioning body doesn't drop you out of the top 10. And if it does, it definitely doesn't drop you out of the top 15, Nelta. So then his next fight...
Guerrero did not belong in the top 15, Ness. Not at all.
Again, listen, time out, because clearly... Listen, time out, because clearly, right, you didn't hear me when I said it 3 times. We're not justifying the fighter's ranking. Because that was done. We can't undo which was done, my friend. So he was ranked to get the shot. He got the fucking shot. Now we got to do the mathematics. He drops in ranking, but you don't drop out of the top 15. So his next fight is versus Lemieux. So whatever ranking that was, Lemieux beats him, right? So whether or not we agree that Lemieux takes his ranking or ranks above him or a little underneath him, the point is any one of those answers makes him higher on anyone's rankings than fucking Rubio. Now, I'm going to not interrupt you, so choose your words wisely, because if you ask me a question, then I'm going to want a rebuttal.
Rubio has not lost since he fought Lemieux. Lemieux lost to Rubio. Lemieux has not rematched Rubio. That'd be like ranking Khan above Danny Garcia, even though Garcia knocked the living shit out of him.
Excuse me, sir. You're wrong. He fought Lemieux in 2011. Then he lost to Chavez. So whatever ranking he was at, he fucking dropped because he lost to Chavez in 2012. Okay? So wait a minute, because I let you finish. Wait a minute, because I let you finish. And the only reason I'm even talking is because you're giving false information. So we proceed. He lost to Chavez, so whatever ranking he gained with Lemieux, he now gets dropped for losing. And I hope Robert fucking Palmer calls in and doesn't give a long answer to this, but teaches you a little bit of something here. Because I don't even know this is 100% fact, but it's the fucking obvious. You can't get ranked if you're not fighting, and you can't get ranked high if you're losing. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Then why does Felix Sturm still have his spot, even though he's lost fucking twice?
Why does he have his what?
Solomon, for God's sake.
Why does he have his what?
His spot. I'm looking at your rankings right now. Why the fuck did Felix Sturm have his spot? Why the fuck did Sergio Mora, the guy you like to fucking beat up on me about, have his fucking spot?
What do you mean? Why wouldn't they have their spot? You tell me tell me why they don't deserve whatever number they're at, please. But be clear that you're waving the white flag on the Rubio matter, because now you're jumping to another fucking place.
No, because you're shitting on Rubio. That's my point.
So tell me, show us and the listeners here now a path in which you can paint Marco Antonio Rubio being number one it doesn't give a fuck what sanctioning body. If he hasn't beat anyone better, listen, wait a minute. He hasn't beat anyone better than Chavez or a step underneath Chavez. This dude's fighting in Mexico. He's fucking fighting the delivery boy and the fucking cab driver. So stop it. Stop it. You sound crazy. I usually call on you because you're so smart. You sound like a lunatic right now.
So what if he's fighting? So what if he's fighting in Mexico? Who the fuck is Fernando Guerrero? That dude's the delivery boy.
But that's the point. I already proved that to you. That's the point. Guerrero had a title shot, so he was ranked higher than those fucking cab drivers. So when Lemieux, listen to me. So when Lemieux,
you'd be happy with that then, that's right?
Excuse me, I didn't even hear you because you talked underneath me. What are you saying?
So if Golovkin was fighting David Lemieux, you'd be fucking throwing out the streamers and the fireworks for that shit, right?
If Golovkin fought David Lemieux, I would probably give it more shit than this fight because we know David Lemieux's chin is very suspect. But if David Lemieux and Golovkin fought and we eliminate the chin factor, that fight is no different than this fight. Because David Lemieux lost to Marco Antonio Rubio, and outside of that, he got a win over Guerrero. So really, I mean, think about it. After fucking Marco Antonio Rubio beat Lemieux, he didn't win. He didn't beat versus anyone. Like he just fought ghosts. At least Lemieux, after his loss, fought Guerrero. You see what I'm saying? And won. Because when Rubio tried to step it up, he lost. So again, I ask you, how do you give credit to the guy that tried to step it up and lost versus the guy that stepped up and won? And the guy that he actually fought was fucking ranked. Had Rubio beat Chavez, then yeah, we can say he's whatever you want him to be. But he didn't, so he can't get ranked higher. Understand that?
Yeah, I do. I do. But still, I see a lot of.
Thank you. So now, look, I'm gonna give you fucking Nelta hour right now. First of all, we got to talk off air. Somebody wants us to do something, and I want to do it too. And secondly, I'm gonna give you the opportunity now to discuss this Felix Sturm shit. Because again, I don't handle the rankings, but I can justify Felix Sturm being top 13, ladies and gentlemen. He is 13 in our rankings. Because Nelta tried to make it seem like we had him at number 1 or something.
Nah, I didn't make it seem like anything.
Yes, you did. You said, how the fuck does Sturm got his spot? How Sturm got his spot?
Well, nah, I'm just saying. I mean, how the fuck does
So basically, again,
Solomon is ranked high. Solomon ain't shit, man. Solomon is trash.
Solomon beat Felix Sturm twice.
Yeah, and he also lost to him. Because he got the fucking NC.
Wait a minute. The first one was overturned, but he did beat, right? You watched him beat him, right? You watched him. Listen, you watched him beat him.
You know the shit that people like to say, oh, so-and-so's on PEDs. Well, guess what? This motherfucker was literally on PEDs. He got caught with this shit.
Okay, but then he did it again and proved to you it wasn't a fluke. So you want me not to rank him for that, right? You want me to? No, you want me to crucify him? Wait a minute. Let me finish though. Let me finish so it could be good radio when they listen to this, they don't say Ness put a spanking on him. He whooped them. Okay. So you want me to not rank a fighter? First of all, you want me to crucify him because he took PEDs, right? And only do that because you don't want me to be content with the fact that the fighter that tested positive went back, had a rematch under stringent testing, and beat the same man. You don't want me to rank him for that. You don't want me to. I can't. I got to keep thinking about the last time, the past, right? That's what you want me to do?
Not so high, man. He doesn't belong that high.
Okay, so Peter Quillen, right? Peter Quillen, who hasn't faced anyone, okay? He deserves to be higher than Solomon, who at least beat Felix Sturm. A dude that's been around forever.
Who the fuck did Felix Sturm ever beat, first of all?
Well, he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Listen to me. You keep losing. You keep losing. I wish one of your boxing coalition boys tag you the fuck out. Because Felix Sturm beat Oscar De La Hoya. We know that.
How long ago was that, Ned?
Okay, wait a minute. No. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna kill you. Matter of fact, let me get my guns out because I'm literally demolishing you. Felix Sturm also beat Matthew Macklin. When Matthew Macklin didn't lose to anybody, remember, before Sergio Martinez.
Who the fuck is Matthew Macklin?
Oh, who the fuck is Matthew Macklin? Oh, who's Matthew Macklin? Okay. So this is your line of defense.
I don't rate Matthew Macklin.
This is your line of defense. Oh my God, I'm slaughtering this boy. I'm slaughtering you. I'm sorry.
First of all, he's another pet user. Secondly, he lost to a fucking crippled Sergio Martinez that Miguel Cotto fucking destroyed.
Who are we talking about now?
Macklin.
But again, see, my listeners, please don't fall victim to Nelta's bullshit. We're talking about pre all that, because when Sturm fought him, he was fresh on the scene. It was just like when Tyson Fury. Wait a minute. It was just like when Tyson Fury beat Chisora when he had no losses. Okay, so stop discrediting Sturm for what he did. You can't do that.
Sturm is trash. Macklin is trash. Murray is trash. Gill is fucking trash. All these niggas are trash. Fucking garbage, man.
Okay, listen, Nelta.
Everybody at middleweight.
Nelta.
Everybody. He does Pavlik, he does Taylor, he does Winky, he does Hopkins, all of them. That's every single one of them. Never had one good fucking win at middleweight at all.
Okay. Now can I speak? Because I don't want us to talk over each other. I want everybody to get to hear you try to dig your way out of this hole. Because again, we are not looking at this debate as hardcore fans, okay? We're looking at this debate in terms of rankings, in terms of rankings and how rankings work, okay? You can't think of it as a hardcore fan, and actually we do. I know that one of our rules is even if it's a robbery, if we've seen it for the right guy gets his ranking on our rankings. Even if it's a robbery, even if the other guy gets the win. So we do have some hardcore rules, but at the end of the day, rankings is rankings. You can't hate on Sturm. At the end of the day, Sturm still fought, whether he lost or beat, he still fought and beat better fighters than Quillin, right? So now we move on because you lost that. You lost that. I mean, it's just obvious. You know, he has better wins over on his resume than Quillin does. Now, here's where it can get tricky, okay? Solomon over Gill, I don't know, because Gill beat, what's this kid's name? Sturm. And, you know, who else did Gill beat? I don't even remember. Oh, he lost to Barker. See, so now, you know, he lost to Barker too. And then now he lost again to Golovkin, so his ranking is just deserved where it's at. But he is still a top 15 fighter. Now, I don't know. Look, if you wanted to come at me and make me look bad, but I'm going to let my listeners know before you do, I don't know how the fuck Danny Jacobs is there. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you probably can't find another 160-pounder better than Danny Jacobs that could take that top 15, because he's number 15. I don't know how that happened. I'm not part of that. But I'm saying, I bet you my boys is that good on this fucking team.
Regardless of that, that's arguable. That's arguable. But you were saying that Rubio didn't even belong in the top 50, which is pure bullshit.
No. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said, listen, no. I said Rubio is not even in our top 15. He's not even in our top 15.
So that was a lie. But, I mean, you said that.
How is it a lie? He isn't in on the rankings. Where's he at? Show me his name. Oh, shit, he's number 7? I didn't even see that. I didn't see that.
That's what this argument was about, Ness. You said that he didn't belong in fucking top 15.
He doesn't, though. He doesn't. He doesn't. He fucking doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Listen, in my opinion, Marco Antonio Rubio.
Jacobs beat to be above him.
Listen. Marco Antonio Rubio, in my opinion, should be ranked as inactive because he's fighting no one. You don't even know them. You don't know them.
Who is Korobov beat? Who do you know on Korobov's list?
Well, he just fought on HBO the other day.
Yeah,
at least I seen that fight.
Danny Garcia fought Rob Saka on Showtime the other day too.
Okay. Your point?
So does that make Falco the fucking GOAT all of a sudden?
I don't even know why you're using that analogy. I don't even get that.
Because you said that it was on HBO, therefore, like, as though this guy's supposed to be like some kind of fucking.
No, I didn't mean it that way. Listen, I didn't mean it that way, and you get no points for bringing up Korobov because everyone on this show, listen, everyone on this show knows I don't watch Euro dudes. You gotta do something for me to watch it. And now he's fighting Quillen. Yeah. And now he's fighting Quillen, so I'm gonna watch it. And I watched the other one because it was on HBO.
So much shit. You're freaking giving all this love to Felix Sturm for freaking being the biggest ducking bitch of all time outside of.
Oh my God, Nelta! Again, Felix Sturm earned the respect. He fought the guys, so that's why you watch him. This dude Korobov, he comes with another hyped up amateur record, and I've heard too much of that sing and dance. I've heard too much of that. I'm like I'm like Jerry Maguire, nigga. I'm like Jerry Maguire. Show me. Show me. Not the fucking money, because that shit is played out, nigga. Show me your skills. Until then, see you fucking later. You got time for Matt Korobov. This dude's not even full Euro. His first name's Matt. That's too simple. Don't they be having weird names and shit?
I'm sorry, Ness, but Felix Sturm hit out in fucking Germany for the entirety of his career, and he still
Again, Nelta, you're taking this debate somewhere else. I can get on your side on that. I understand that he ducked motherfuckers. The point is, he's still ranked higher. It doesn't matter. He's ranked higher. He's fought better competition. Like, why are you killing yourself, man? People are going to be talking about this shit for days, how dumb you look.
I don't look dumb. I'm just giving my opinion, man.
It's a really weird opinion at this point. I mean, I don't understand how you're trying to justify him fighting nobodies when everybody's fighting nobodies, and everybody on this top 15.
Exactly, Ness. Everybody's fighting nobodies. So what's the difference between his nobodies and everyone else?
His nobodies are really nobodies, okay? The other people's nobodies are names. Golovkin's nobodies. Well, I mean, listen to me. Hold on.
Felix Sturm credit for Oscar De La Hoya, and you can't give Rubio credit for Carlos Baldomir.
Hold on. Hell no. Fucking isn't Baldomir the same dude that got knocked out by Canelo like 3 years ago?
They're basically in the same category.
No, but let me. No. Listen, Nelta, I'm really asking you right now. Are you talking about the same dude that lost to Canelo a couple years ago by knockout?
I'm talking about the lineal welterweight champion, Carlos Baldomir.
Okay, so we're talking about the same dude, the one that beat Zab Judah.
Yeah.
All right. I think I was like 10. I think I was like
how many years ago was fucking Fat De La Hoya.
No, I think I was like 10 when that fight happened with Judah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I was like 10 when that fight happened with Judah, so I don't know. That makes, what's this kid's name? Barrera like 60 right now? You want to give him credit for fighting a fucking 60-year-old fighter? Should we give you credit
you're gonna give Felix Sturm all this credit for fighting Trump, dude? Fuck it. Might as well give him credit for fighting Baldomir.
Hey, look, we're gonna leave this one.
Nobody's the name value. Baltimore at least has some name value. Shit. All these other motherfuckers ain't got nothing.
Yo, you sound like a fool, B. And I know my man from Detroit is gonna call in, and he's gonna big up Rubio because Golovkin's fighting Rubio, and he's like Golovkin's cheerleader and shit. But even
here's the thing about Golovkin. Here's the thing about Golovkin and Rubio, though. Golovkin's gonna knock Rubio out, and he's not gonna get no credit because Golovkin's never gonna get any credit for beating up on 160 pounders, no matter who.
No, but Nelta, I'm not letting you off the hook that easy. You have to say that you give up on the other topic. You're not just gonna switch topics. You're dying. I mean, you haven't defended. You tried to kill our rankings, and I've justified them.
Yes, you said that Rubio didn't belong in the top 15. Obviously, according to your own rankings, first of all, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Again, I told you I'm not part of the committee. Because had I known he was number 7, I would have argued it the way that I just did with you. And I clearly I'm justifying it.
The committee is smarter than you then because they have Rubio ranked top 15 and you don't.
Nah, not necessarily. Vic, Man, you over there on mute, man. Everything good? Could you tell me, what exactly do you think of Rubio? And we're not asking about the fight. Just in general, does he deserve to be number 7? That's a high freaking ranking, I swear.
I mean, I got to see who's in front of him.
You said he didn't.
I mean,
in the top 15, yeah.
Middleweight's it's a pretty dwindling division right now.
Nelta, let me tell you something. I bet you if I go, well, damn, the only dude, clearly Daniel Jacobs fucks it up, but everyone else that's under Rubio has had a better, more recent fight than Rubio. Rubio, again, I don't know why you're trying to justify. He hasn't done anything since Chavez. Since losing to Chavez, he just hasn't done anything. He stood in shape. You know, he got some sun in Mexico. He was chilling. But he ain't do nothing since then.
Well, I mean, I think we're at an impasse right now. So that's the reason why I'm chasing this stuff. But Rubio, Golovkin's not going to get credit for it.
Yeah, not by me.
He's just not going to get the credit.
Not by me. I'll give him credit depending on how it looks. Because that's how I have to judge Golovkin at this point. Because clearly, you know, nobody's going to get in there with him. So you have to start making different barometers for this dude. Because he's not giving, no one's giving us a fight. No one's giving us a fight.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if he goes in there and destroys any number of these guys, nobody's going to give him the credit that he properly deserves. If he went in there against Quillen and destroyed him, he wouldn't get the proper credit for it, because then people would be like, oh, who the fuck is Quillen for?
No,
it's like you were trying to do with me a little while ago.
I don't think so. Look, this is the way that it could work for him. Because what he's doing is he's taking everybody, right, that he can get in the division, and eventually there's not going to be anybody but the top names. Those names will get pressure. Right? Now, if he goes and beats everybody the way that Andre Ward beat everybody, I mean, we gave Andre Ward a lot of credit. Let's be honest, okay? We gave him a lot of credit because the way that he did it, because he went in fight after fight because of the Super 6, and then he showed Super Balls taking that Sakio Bika fight in between when he could have just took a pass, you know, and he's been fighting consistently top or elite or top level competition. So Golovkin is starting from the bottom up, and he's taking them all because niggas is scared, right? But eventually that list is going to shrink. Eventually this list is going to shrink in terms that once he beats Rubio, now he's putting the pressure on Cotto, right? Quillen and Korobov fight, pressure's on Quillen now. If he wins, pressure's on him right now. Pressure's because nobody thinks highly of Quillen. Pressure's on him right now. We want to see how good he's going to look versus Korobov, the top-ranked hype dude, because I don't know nothing about him. I just know Top Rank thinks thought he was the shit. They pumped the brakes on him. I know that. Okay? Yeah. So, again, after that fight, that's it. It leaves the top 3 guys on the hook. Solomon, Quillen, and Cotto. Unless Martinez is going to grow some balls and take that fight.
There's a difference, though. Like, with the Super 6, all those guys were really highly thought of. Every single one of them. Kessler had a full career where he was kicking ass. Arthur Abraham had a full career where he was kicking ass. Knocked out Miranda in the rematch. What do you call it? Taylor was, like, I guess, like the weakest name of all of them. But Ward and Durrell were, you know, prospects on the rise, undefeated.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying, that we gave Andre Ward a lot of credit. And we'll do the same for Golovkin because he is.
Nah, I don't think so.
What?
People don't think as highly of middleweight as they did of super middleweight at that time. There's no.
It wouldn't matter, man. It wouldn't. Listen.
There's no. Kessler.
Well, to me, it wouldn't matter if you clean out the division. You clean out the division. It doesn't fucking matter. If you making niggas run, if Cotto drops in weight, that's a loss. He know he ducking. If he fucking listen, the only way I'm giving Cotto a pass and mark the timestamp because I know I'm gonna get killed in a couple days. But the only way I'm giving Cotto a pass if his next fight is with at 154. If he wants to take a fight at 154, if it's with Canelo.
I don't give
You know that you know that fight's gonna be for the middleweight title. Come on.
Which fight?
Cotto Canelo. Canelo can't make 154 no more, dog.
Well, all right. Well, that's even better. That's even better. Then that means that now Cotto. That means that now Cotto had 2 fights. I'm telling you why it's even better, Nelthas, because if Cotto wins versus Canelo at 160, now he's had 2 fights at 160 and defended his lineal title. He cannot fucking run from Golovkin after that. There's nothing he can say. There's nothing. Yep. He would have to retire, and we'll give him a pass. It's like, oh, I did all I needed to do. I love you guys. I'm out. Yeah, okay. And for a little while, a couple of months, we'll be like, oh, fucking Cotto, he ducked Golovkin, he fucking retired, so you don't have to fight Golovkin. Then eventually, he's gonna get written down in history books. Hall of Famer, dude, fucking beat Sergio Martinez. It's gonna be painted so beautifully. So please, now if Canelo wins, he'll get some gimme fights at 160. But I bet you that boy will fight Golovkin.
Oh yeah, he will.
He probably.
Crazy enough to do it.
It wouldn't shock me the way that Canelo has changed. It wouldn't shock me if he beats Cotto and then says he wants Golovkin next.
Yeah,
especially if he beats Cotto. If he beats Cotto, he's gonna be on a super high. Listen, I've chewed it up. Let me take it to the streets, man. 312, you're live. Who's this?
What up, Ness? King J.
King J, what up, baby?
You asked taxi for my boy now, so I'm here to fuck you up.
All right, let's do it.
Nah, I'm fucking around. What's good? Where's my boy, Uncle Robbie?
Oh, I had to mute him, man. He had a little background.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm here. How are you, King J?
Keep shit in line, Uncle Robbie. Keep these motherfuckers in line, man.
All right.
They call you Uncle Robbie? Y'all fucking around. Oh, shit.
No, man, I just wanna. Hey, man, it's fucked up that if Triple G knocks Rubio out, either way he don't get no credit. If he fucks up Cotto, he still ain't gonna get no credit because we're gonna hear he ain't 102, a true 160 pounder. If he fucks up Canelo at 160, he's not gonna get no credit because it's gonna be his first fight at 160. Canelo was green; it was his first fight. Triple G is fucked either way. The only way Triple G is gonna get credit is if he knocks motherfuckers out within the first 3 punches. That's it. That's the only way he's gonna get credit from now on. Because ain't nobody giving him credit. For his past fight, people were like, oh, we'll give him credit and shit. If he knocks him out within 5 rounds, we're gonna give him credit. This motherfucker knocks him out in the first 3. He still didn't get no love. So where is the credit gonna start for Triple G?
I gave him credit for the Gil fight because I would really be a hypocrite if I didn't, because the problem is we had Gil on here for a long time. He's been on this show a lot, and he's been beating guys. No matter what Neldo want to say, he's been beating guys. And then he lost to Barker, but it doesn't make him a bum because he got a loss. Like, he still beat and fought at least top-level opposition, at least. Some of these guys, they don't even do that. Like, again, Rubio has been chilling in Mexico. He ain't been fighting nobody.
Why you hating? Because he's been chilling in Mexico, though. Why you hating?
I'm not hating. I'm just not justifying. I'm not going to. Listen, the only reason I care about this fight is because it's for that WBC title. So that Golovkin can get that ranking, and then he can force Cotto's hand. He got to force Cotto's hand.
But you know what? What I am going to give Rubio credit on is that, now you could tell, well, at least from the couple clips that we got already, and, man, hopefully he does make it a good fight, even though I think it is going to end early, 7 rounds and shit. But, man, he don't give no fuck. He ain't scared of Triple G, man. So he's just going to go in there trying to knock Triple G the fuck out, too. And he might end up getting knocked out, but at least we're going to see that. Because other than Stevens, man, everybody that's went in there, you could tell they really want to be in that fucking ring. They were going in there, but they really didn't want to be in that motherfucker.
Hey,
so, at least we're going to see that.
No, this King Jay. Hey, listen, don't be surprised if this fight turns out to be a war, but not because it was supposed to, because Golovkin wanted it to be. Because he keeps talking his Mexican style shit. So he might want to give you guys rounds. So
now you hating on the Mexican style. Now you hating on the Mexican style.
No, I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating. I'm trying to put you hip to the conspiracy. He might go rounds to win fans.
Dude, he's knocking this dude out. He ain't going no rounds.
We'll see.
I
mean, I said
who don't want to go rounds? Who the hell want to go rounds?
I don't know, man. Why are you talking this Mexican shit?
Hey, man.
Hey, but hey, you don't think it's fucked up that this Triple G card is gonna be, in my opinion, better than this Mayweather pay-per-view bullshit? Because just Juanito Donaire and Waters being under that to me is better than fucking Mayweather and Maidana. That to me is better.
I don't think it's unfair. I'm just grateful that we have it. You know, I already know. I already know what to expect from Mayweather. I already know he ain't never gonna give a shit,
baby. We already got a good fight. You know, we got Stalker and Danny Garcia. Now we got this.
Listen,
you should be thankful, baby.
Listen, Mayweather's Sho-Box is better than his undercard.
Hell yeah, easy.
Nah.
This Sho-Box is garbage as well too, man.
No, it ain't because of the only reason is because of Vasquez. Because no matter how much we, don't appreciate his style, I'm not gonna discredit what he's done.
You got Soto and John Molina. That should be a good fight.
No, that's free. That's so extreme.
Yeah, still on the undercard though. Still on the undercard.
Nah.
The only TMT we should be looking forward to is J. Leon Love, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Get out of here, man. He can leave too, man. Take his lunch pad with him.
You're dead.
Shit,
You're dead. You're fucking dead.
Dude, Rob Gabe Rosado then popped up dirty. You want us to take it serious? Come on, man.
Yo, King J, you out of control tonight.
No, I'm just saying, man, this J. Leon Love shit, man. Motherfuckers are out of control with his ass, man.
That's 50. 50 the one. 50, I mean, not 50. Floyd the one hyping him up. Keep talking about that's one of his best fighters and all this BS.
So was Mickey Bay.
What happened?
I said so was Mickey Bay.
He actually believes this shit. He believes he's bad. He believes he's a bad motherfucker.
I don't know. Hey man, let me get you some callers here, King J.
Alright man, hey man, keep it up, hey Uncle Robbie, keep these motherfuckers in line, baby.
Uncle Robbie.
313, you're live in Boxing Voice. Who's this?
What up, Ness? This is Sam.
I knew you'd call in. I knew it.
Yeah, man. Well, why not? Why not? You got a good show.
No, I was hoping that you called in because I want you to defend Rubio, please.
Defend him and you mean like the rankings debate you just had with Nauta? Why do you keep calling him Nauta though? He already told his name is Nauta, man.
Didn't you just say the same word twice right now?
No, Nauta. There's no L.
Oh, Nauta.
Let's call that nigga Nelson, man.
I call him Nauta because it's a mixture of Nauta and Nelson.
Oh, okay. All right. You have him at 7, right? You have Rubio at 7?
Not me.
Ness doesn't. He's not a part of the rankings. That's his.
I'm not a part of the fucking rankings, dude. Because I always argue with them. When I was part of it, I always was arguing with them because I never agree with that shit. Some of these guys don't deserve to be in there.
They're subjective. But just one point that you made, like I think he definitely deserves to be ranked higher than Lemieux, though. That's one given.
Oh, absolutely. You knocked him the fuck out.
He is ranked higher than Lemieux. On our rankings, he's at 7, Lemieux's at 10. But again, I go to my point. Why is he at 7 if after Lemieux he lost to Chavez and then after Chavez he hasn't fought anybody?
Well, who would you have above him? Who would you have above him?
Yeah, you have to survey the middleweight division and see like who
Yeah,
runs in him. It's not. Sometimes you just land at the position by default because of a lack of basically good fighters in the division. But 7, I don't know, that could be appropriate. But in terms of Lemieux, just like Rubio, he's been fighting in Mexico. Lemieux's fought his last 10, 12 fights in Quebec. And that's where he's originally from. So it's pretty much the same situation.
Sorry. Hold on. It's not the same situation, my friend, because after he lost, he beat Guerrero.
Yeah, but he lost right after losing to Rubio too.
Okay, he
lost again. His first fight after losing to Rubio, he lost again. I think he got stopped as well.
Okay.
A guy named Alcina.
Okay, and that's why clearly they have him at 10 under Rubio. But again, I don't rank guys. I'm not gonna be ranking a dude because he fought some dude in Quebec. I'm ranking Lemieux because he fought Fernando Guerrero, who lost to Peter Quinn.
I mean, I think a competitive fight, which would have went either way against Chavez Jr. is better than a knockout of Fernando Guerrero, who's been just he's not a good fighter at all.
Well, that's because you're letting your emotions into it, because you see what you see on screen, and that's the style of fight you enjoy, so you want to rank it higher, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You rank a fighter based on their ranking.
I'm not using emotion. I'm using like my logic. Like for me, a fighter who goes competitively with a top tier fighter like Chavez, I don't even consider him top tier, but a lot of people do. But in that sense, they have similar styles. And if he was in with a boxer, I'd give him less credit. But he was competitive with Chavez Jr. It takes more to be competitive with Chavez Jr. than it takes to beat Fernando Guerrero. How's that?
And you're absolutely right. But again, you can't mix the two. See, when you're assessing Rubio for his next fight, right, and you're deciding how you're going to make your pick, then, that is allowed to think about that Chavez fight because he was competitive, he looked good in spots, whatever the case may be. But rankings, they don't work that way.
Who would you rank above him, though? Who would you rank above him, though?
That's how I personally rank.
People don't say, he lost, but he lost competitively, so we're gonna put him at no.
Who would you rank above him? I'm curious. Who would you rank above Rubio?
That's the question, really.
I think that you can make a case for Lemieux.
Oh, no. I don't think so.
Why not? Why not?
Because losing your very next fight after being beaten by the guy who you're supposed to be racing for that spot is automatically disqualifies you. Yes, Rubio has fought those string of tomato cans in Mexico, but the same thing is Guerrero is no more than really a tomato can. He has no significant wins, nothing at all, and he's been knocked out before. So that win against Lemieux and the fact that he's been at least competitive in that fight ranks him higher.
He does have a significant win. I mean, you can't just discredit him. He does have a significant win, and again, you're mixing the two. But I'll tell you, the win is over Ishe Smith. The win is over Ishe Smith, whether you thought he won it or not. Whether you thought he won it or not, took care of that statement about the insignificant win. Now, again, when judging the rankings, Guerrero, who had a title shot with Quillen, then lost, then he fought Lemieux. So
yeah, but
Guerrero doesn't listen.
I mean, we're just looking at technicalities, though. I don't rate by that.
I think in the middleweight division, you got 4 or 5 guys, and then you can rank up the rest where you want.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I know, as an analyst, like when you're analyzing a fight or who a fight, of course that doesn't count. But I'm talking about for the rankings. For people that deal with rankings, it goes
I understand your position. Like we're agreeing with one another here, but I'm saying that's how I prefer to rank. If you rank one way, that's fine. But in my opinion, like when I rank fighters, similarly to I think how Ring Magazine ranks. Not by sanctioning bodies or anything like that. But I don't want to stay too long on that topic. I just want to also touch on the fact that Cotto actually I heard Steve Kim he interviewed Tom Loeffler, and he asked him how this whole mandatory situation is going to work out if in fact Golovkin beats Rubio, which he should. And he said that that fight would only happen, Cotto-Golovkin, if it's stipulated in the contracts that he gets to fight Canelo first. So to me, this is automatically saying, you know, he's cashing out. You know, he only went into the middleweight division as sort of an advantageous, you know, situation where he saw Martinez wasn't really at his full potential, and he went over there just to make history. You know, so
well, then he's got to vacate. He's got to vacate then.
Yep. That he has to actually, yeah. But this really kind of puts an entire amount of, you know, a lot of dirt on his on this part of his legacy, you know.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Listen, again, I would say it.
But how so? How so? If Sugar Ray won the middleweight title and then vacated afterwards.
Exactly. If you
but who did he what were his intentions? Who did he win it from? I mean, it's obvious to anybody, like especially being trained by Freddie Roach, who always tries to find these certain weaknesses in fighters, you know.
But then again, we're playing Monday morning boxing trainer here, when majority of the people weren't giving the guy a chance.
Who?
But Miguel Cotto wasn't favored. A lot of people said Cotto was done. They said, "Oh, Martinez don't need his legs. He doesn't need his legs to beat Cotto. He don't need that. You know, he ain't gonna run from Cotto. He gonna stand there and fight." Well, he stood there and fight. He got put on his ass.
To be fair, like I said, I had Martinez winning that fight too. Like I wanted him to win going in, but at the same time, nobody could have expected, you know, that type of Martinez. You know, and he really did fool me in the pre-fight and everything, saying he was 100% and all this stuff. And to a hardcore observer, you know, Martinez was definitely shot. All those knockdowns were off-balance knockdowns. One of them was cuffed behind the head. He was stumbling on himself. They even draped him in these gigantic shorts just to cover up his knees more better, you know.
So you give Pacquiao credit for being De La Hoya?
No, I don't at all.
Wow, you're one of the few. You're one of the few. I mean, everyone had De La Hoya winning that fight.
Everybody what?
I don't. Unless you're Filipino, I don't know anyone who picked Pacquiao to beat De La Hoya.
I mean, but still, I mean, you could just by observing the fight itself, you could tell that was not De La Hoya. That was a very, you know, trained, lazy, you know, like bereft of power type of De La Hoya. So I don't give him credit for that. No way De La Hoya would have went out to Pacquiao in that manner. You know, so I'm you know, I'm as consistent as I can be. But,
well, I mean, at least you're consistent. But I give both guys credit for winning those fights. I mean, when you're a big underdog and you win fights like that, I mean, that just, you fool the odds makers. I mean, that's not many times does that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, all that pre-fight hype, you know, it really does tend to beguile and you know, pull the wool over people's eyes. But once that fight does happen and you see this guy, he can't even sit down on his shots. He's moving around all awkwardly, stumbling over himself. Like, he literally fell on his behind because he had no strength in his knees to even hold him up, you know. And he had to petition for a knee brace. Once a guy, 40 years old, he's petitioning to wear a knee brace inside the ring, you know, that kind of really says something about your opponent, you know. But anyway, and in terms of Triple G, yeah, I'm not going to be too hard on the haters for not giving him a lot of credit for Rubio, not because of his resume or what he's capable of, just because style, you know. He does tend to go backwards a lot, and you know, Robert Garcia, he seems to have this perception that Golovkin is power only. I saw this interview with on ES News where he was trying to pick the winner between Canelo and DBG, and he said, I would favor Canelo because Canelo can box, right? So Mikey had to interrupt him and say, wait, you know, Triple G can box as well. And he's like, really? Oh, I didn't know that. You know, so I don't think he's studied Triple G at all, to tell you the truth. So if he does study, it should be a good fight while it lasts. But you know, Rubio was perfect for Triple G. He goes into a shell a lot. He does prefer to fight on the outside, which is Golovkin's domain. You know, he's more vulnerable on the inside. And that's pretty much it. I'm just looking forward to what's next after that, because he's definitely going to stay busy. He's not going to wait for Cotto. So hopefully one of these guys will you know, get the courage. Even Eddie Hearn said that in an interview with UCN that Golovkin's just too dangerous. My guy's a super middleweight, you know. But we'll see what's next for him.
All right. Vic, why you made that face? What are you not happy with?
I mean, it's not us fans making this guy bigger than what he is. It's his fucking peers. I mean, Eddie Hearn saying that he's too dangerous to my guy's a super middleweight. I mean, come on, man. Don't blame the fans. Don't blame the fans for the the hype job that is Triple G or the HBO hype job. It's his peers. It's his peers. The only guy that's willing to fight him is the guy that's in litigation.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to say, I wanted to be clear that with the Cotto situation, I don't have a problem with him leaving. If he's going to leave, he can leave. I just have a problem with him sticking around and not fighting Triple G. If you're going to leave, leave. I don't mind that he went up there, did what he did, get that on his little resume. He's looking good right now. Go back down and fight guys at 154. But again, if you're going to stay at 160, then prepare yourself to be judged, is all I'm saying.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. If you're going to stay there, and not only is Golovkin the consensus #1 contender, but is your mandatory for that green belt, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Let me take it out to the... Actually, let's see what's else in this... No, so you weren't on for the Donaire Walters things. I'm pretty sure you're happy, right?
I mean, that's a hell of a co-feature, you know. I mean, I honestly think that Walters is going to be too big, too strong for Nonito, but maybe this brings out the better in him. I don't know, man. I'm just surprised Nonito took this fight, especially when he said he would give that dude a rematch, which to me, Betyeka is a much more winnable fight than fighting Nicholas Walters.
Well, the fight isn't signed yet, but Carl Moretti did say that, it's pretty much a done deal.
And that's good, man. I mean, I know it's only going to probably be a 2-fight card, but I mean, that's a solid co-feature, and then you have your star in the main event. So even though they're taking a fucking fall vacation, HBO is.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 weeks, no boxing on HBO.
Terrible.
But, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure you're happy because you're going to be live at this fight, and you were going just based on Golovkin, and now you get this little treat.
Yeah, I'm happy as hell. I mean, hopefully it's a good fight. I know Nonito's been booed a few times and stuff because he hasn't had the most exciting fights out there. So.
So, won't you go ahead and pronounce Lomachenko's opponent's name, which is mandatory, so we can talk about Lomachenko getting right back in
that's the dude from Thailand? I have no idea how to say that name, dude. Let's just say the dude from Thailand.
Yapiano.
Yeah, that dude.
Something like that. But he's going to be fighting on the Chris Algieri Manny Pacquiao November 22nd card, and he's going to be making his mandatory defense. I don't know. I mean,
they better get a fucking better co-feature because Jesus Christ, that card is trash.
Yeah, well, they kicked off a 12-day media tour for this thing. In China and in the United States. But I'm assuming this is for the entire card, right?
Well, I know it's Loma versus that dude. Ju's fighting some other guy in a 12-rounder, and then there's one more fight. So, I don't know, man. They need something. I'm not fucking... That Pacquiao Rios card was the worst pay-per-view undercard I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, man. I think.
And I know why he don't gotta pay because fucking he's getting that big ass site fee and 1 trillion people are gonna watch in China. But come on, man. Just one good fight, fuck, man. One. Give me one good fight. Abregu versus Chavez or Rios Ruslan or some shit like that, man.
Man, Abregu don't get a shot, man. Top Rank gives him like one fight a year, man.
Just put him in there. Argentine warfare, man. Abreu Chavez. Make that shit happen.
Yo, and it's so funny because look how well Lou DiBella did with Martinez and how well fucking Golden Boy is done with Maidana and Lucas Matisse. Like, they got an Argentine that can hit hard. His only loss is to Timothy Bradley, and they don't promote this dude.
There's gotta be something there, man. I don't know.
He don't got enough tattoos. I'm telling you, that's what
Put that motherfucker on there, man. Somewhere. Put a Abreu on there with somebody. It's gonna be fun.
He ain't got enough tattoos. 443. You're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, Ness, what's up? The Slug, man.
Slug, what it do?
Nothing much. Just basically listening, man. I ain't heard much about what's coming up on these daggone fights, man. But I heard HBO was going on vacation. What, 10 weeks?
10 weeks.
Oh my God! I'm about to get that daggone channel cut off.
Wait a minute. So you don't watch Game of Thrones?
Nah, man, I don't even watch Game of Thrones. The only reason I watch HBO, man, is for the boxing.
Wow.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, so you're gonna be hurting. You're gonna be hurting then.
Yeah, that's like the people at my job. But hey, you know, I wanted to touch on that with y'all. I was listening to the podcast today right while I was at work. And I was like, man, 50 Cent, this dude is a clown, yo. He a clown, yo. Every time I turn around, he act with Mayweather about something, yo. Something small. He's like a little kid, yo. He's like a little kid that always got to say something bad about this, man.
He dropped the album. I think it came out Sunday or something. So, you know 50 is infamous for having beefs right when the album about to drop.
Yeah, 50 needs to grow up, man.
Yeah, but
that shit, I mean, it's funny at times. That shit's like played out already, man.
Yeah, it's played out now. You know, he's starting to act like a little 19-year-old. At first, honestly, for real, I used to like 50. You know, because what he did in the business world and what he was trying to do in the entertainment world, but he take all that and you know, make himself look bad by attacking people in public like that, and actually making himself look smaller than the person that he attacked.
Hey Vic, what was Mayweather's challenge to 50? I think it happened yesterday or something.
Oh, he did another one?
Yeah, now Mayweather challenged him to something else.
Man, I've been out the loop.
Yeah.
Well, fucking ice water on his head.
I'm gonna look for it. I know we had a story on it. Oh, there you go. Mayweather issues challenge to 50 Cent.
I got no idea what he did.
Oh, he challenged. Oh yeah. I would love to see if 50 do this. I pay for this. See this is worth $79. Mayweather took to social media last night and challenged 50 Cent to a 12-round fight at the MGM Grand with the special stipulation to the loser. Enough jokes, 50 Cent. Me and you, 12 rounds, MGM Grand. Loser pays $12 million cash. Talk the talk. Walk the walk.
Damn. Got him down.
Hey Vic, would you pay for that?
I would pay for that.
What size gloves, man?
You know Floyd won 8 ounce?
I'll pay $100.
Does 50 Cent get to use the MX Everlast or?
You know 50 ain't gonna care. He big as hell compared to Floyd. I don't even think Floyd will really. I don't think Floyd will really do it. How much you think 50 Cent weigh? He got to be a good 190 at least.
He might be over 2. Man. Well, how tall is dude? I don't know.
He is kind of tall. I remember when we seen him at the Dib fight.
He's around 6'1".
He might put a hurting on Floyd. You imagine 50 be the first one to give him his loss? That'd be a damn shame.
Hey, Ness.
Can he box?
Yeah, 50 won a couple Golden Gloves.
Oh, shit.
New York boxing scene. What up?
Hey, listen, man. I done seen little tiny dudes beat the crap out some big dudes for the simple fact they didn't have no skills. The little dude had all the skills to fight, and they beat the crap out of the big dude. They beat the courage out their ass.
You right. You right. But we just imagining it.
Yeah. And the 50 go in that ring, knowing he ain't got the heart or the skills, he gonna get his ass whipped. Only thing it's gonna be is a wrestling match. That's the only thing he could do.
But I'll pay to watch
but as far as boxing, nah, he can't do it. He can't do that now. He's gonna get his ass whipped. He gonna get his dick strings knocked off. Tell you the truth, if you take that challenge.
Well, Floyd, let me get you some other people here. 816, you're live on the Boxer Voice. Who's this?
Oh, hey, it's me, the Mad Rapper.
What's up, Mad Rapper?
Oh, well, I'm surprised. Usually it's quite a fast way. Usually it's a while. I guess you don't have that many callers at the moment. But basically, I agree. Just to go ahead and touch point on the whole 50 Cent thing, I agree that it's a lot of childish stuff. It's really not worth explaining. But also at the same time, I really don't think 50 would be any match for a professional like Mayweather, even if he is much bigger. Because what'll happen, a lot of people forget, especially when you're messing with a professional, a lot of times, you know, a bigger guy like that may work out and know some boxing skills, he's got to land a punch on Mayweather first. And I think a lot of people would pay for it, and it would probably be a pretty good pay-per-view. But I don't think it'd be any real competition. Honestly, we gotta keep it real on that part. But on another note, I would like to kind of speak on this whole Triple G thing, and basically I sort of disagree about people saying that Triple G is not getting credit, because I've seen countless groups on Facebook where everyone's giving him all the props in the world. Everyone's saying he beats Mayweather. Also, I understand you guys have mentioned several times that his views are actually really high. And I really think that he's kind of like the you know, in people's eyes, the lineal champion that can't be beaten. Even though his opposition is not the best, I really do believe that Triple G does get all the credit. And a lot of people just aren't realizing it. But he's looked at as being, you know, the greatest thing since, you know, Ali, honestly. And people that are watching this guy, they give him all the credit in the world. And I think as long as he continues to knock guys out, everyone's always going to think he's the best. If he starts having fights that goes the distance, then I think he may start to lose credit. But I really think that he's looked at as being, you know, possibly the top 3 pound for pound. Wouldn't you agree, or do you notice more criticism? Because I'm not seeing it.
I definitely agree with you. I think he gets all the credit in the world. And again, I've become a GG fan after the Stevens fight. I seen all I needed to see. Of course, again, my assessment of Triple G is within that 160-pound division. I see no one that poses any real threat, in my opinion. And that's why I rank him highly. I'm like you. I feel that everyone gives him credit. I mean, Triple G can't do no wrong in the eyes of. There's a lot of Triple G fanboys out here. Let's just be honest. They love him. So I don't know where this whole he's not getting credit comes from. He's been getting credit for fucking what's his dude's name? Kasim Uma. He got credit for that other Japanese dude like Fujiyama or something like that. Who was the dude he fought, Vic? after Kasim Uma? No. See, y'all both wrong. That's another one. I'm talking about right after Kasim Uma, he fought some Japanese dude, he went like 12 rounds with that dude, or 10. I can't believe y'all ain't see that fight. That's why I never thought he was the shit. I never thought that he was the shit because of that. Because of the Uma fight, I think he went 12 in the Uma fight and knocked Uma out in the last round, either the 10th or the 12th. It was either a 10-round fight or a 12-round fight. Then after that, he fought that. I'm going to look it up. I can't believe you guys. You guys are some fake boxing fans.
No, it was too long ago for me to remember now. Though.
Too long for me, but you remember that because that's the fight you remember. You think he wasn't shit. That's why.
Yeah, no, I remember it. I'm gonna tell you why I remember. I'm not a liar. I'm gonna tell you because I always was looking for reasons why him not to be good, because people was always giving him credit again. So the caller's absolutely right. I'm telling
But what
you.
do we do? But what exactly are we supposed to do? Like with Triple G, it's obvious that either people from 154 have to move up.
Oh shit! It ain't even go 12. He knocked him out in the third. But this is the fight. Makuto Fujigami. These dudes like weirdos, man.
I'm gonna have to look that fight up. I don't remember that one.
No, it didn't go 12 rounds though. It didn't go 12 rounds, but it didn't look like his new fights now. But again, he probably wasn't polished back then. That's what it was.
But what are we supposed to do with Triple G as far as it's looking like? Kind of like with Mayweather, Triple G, people have to move up, or either Triple G has to move up. People in other weight classes have to move down. Like, who is he going to fight?
No. We don't want him to move up. We should not force him to move up. He should fight everyone in that division. Please, let's not push him.
But I'm saying, what about other people moving up to fight him?
Yeah, they could do that. Canelo, he's getting a little bit chubby. Let him come up.
I would be fine with that. He doesn't have to move.
Listen, when Quillen fought Guerrero, he had to re-weigh in. So maybe he could move the fuck up.
Right.
Oh, well, actually, Quillen's already in the division, so damn. Let me see, 154. He might be moving out, because I'm telling you, he couldn't make weight that day. But 154, who can move up from 154, Vic? That'll be even a challenge.
Trout, Andrade. Well, maybe Andrade, not Trout anymore.
I don't want to see Trout in there with Triple G, man. Don't do that to Trout.
I'm saying Trout's a big 154 dude. I mean,
nah, don't do that. Come on, man.
He's like 6 feet. He's like 6 foot.
Daniel Dawson put Trout down. Look, Trout has been down 4 times in his last 3 fights. You playing games? You put him in there with Triple G, man. Don't do that.
Then Andrade. You want Andrade to move on?
This guy met. No, Andrade is too young. He ain't even.
No, there ain't no one at 154 moving up that's gonna be credible either.
Nah, there's no Kirkland. You know he's rolling around 210.
Yo, but when that Kirkland fight was mentioned, mad people killed it. Because it was supposed to happen. He turned it down. He wanted like $1 million something for that fight.
And he deserves it. He was gonna bring war. He was gonna bring war.
Yeah, he would have took too much punishment though.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna get out that first round being all cold like that and shit.
That's what I'm saying. If he
you don't fight. You might be able to fight Tapia cold. You ain't gonna fight Golovkin cold.
No, and I agree with you. But if he could get out that first round, it was gonna be a war. It was gonna listen. I think they should give him the $1 million. Think about. I mean, what other fight besides the Cotto Golovkin fight would get you more excited? Quillen ain't gonna excite me if he fight Golovkin. Like
I want to see the Quillen fight.
But you would rather see that more than Kirkland?
Yeah, I would.
Nah, I can't believe you.
Dude, Kirkland's a 154-pounder.
Yeah, but Kirkland, you and I both know this dude be weighing like 210, man. Making 160 would help.
I don't know. What if he's not a 160, man? His chin ain't all that either, bro.
But that's the point. Making 160, his chin might be better because he's not sacrificing to get down in weight.
I don't know.
That's tough. You got a point there.
That's tough. I think Canelo beats Kirkland if they fight. So I don't know, man.
Well, is this? I know we've been doing a lot of boxing talk. Is this one of the Maidana Mayweather pre-fight shows?
No, not yet. But you can talk about it if you want.
I mean, we should. That SHOWBOX card is trash. So I mean,
I think there's been new news about the ref being Kenny Bayless, which is not going to allow a lot of dirty tactics, which is probably going to make the fight look kind of like. Wasn't there a fight where the referee was really involved? It was what was it, Bika and Anthony Durrell fight. I think it's going to look kind of like that. And I think it's going to be a very non-entertaining fight, and it's either going to be a disqualification, which I don't think Kenny is known to disqualify too often, but I think it's either going to be a disqualification or a really ugly fight. But I think Mayweather's going to win because if Maidana does anything dirty, he's gonna complain. I don't think Maidana will complain as much, but I think he'll try to fight dirty back. I think Mayweather is slick enough, like Hopkins, where if he does something dirty, he knows how to hide it. And because he's such an old veteran that's had all the experience with doing that. But I think it's still going to be competitive, kind of like the first one. But what's going to stop it is Kenny Bates is not going to allow anything dirty to really happen. But I also want to find out, were they saying that Maidana's going to get to use his gloves?
I think, I don't know, I'm reading conflicting reports. I read on I guess on Fight Hype that it was power locks, but then...
That's what Maidana wants, right?
No, he wants the MX. The power locks were the ones he used before. Then I seen the interview. I seen the interview. I think it was on Steve Kim's network, where Robert Garcia says we're fine with those gloves. We didn't train with those gloves before. That's the only problem we had. But then I read another article. I don't remember where it was, where Maidana's manager said it's still not resolved. So take that for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? But I think in the end he's gonna wear the power lock gloves because that's what he's been training with.
Yeah, and then it's not gonna matter. He's gotta knock Floyd out to win, especially
for sure.
Especially with the referee like Kenny Bayless, because he's not gonna get involved in a lot of dirty stuff. And they both were pretty dirty the first time, but I do think Maidana was more dirty. But yeah, but that's all I got, guys.
Well, thanks for calling in, brother.
No problem.
Vic. So since we're on the Mayweather-Maidana topic, there's a lot of information, man. The big news. Strategical, in my opinion, but big news nevertheless, because for many, many, many years, boxing has always started at 9 p.m. Eastern over here for us East Coast folks. And they're going to start this fight earlier. What do you think about that? I think they're going to do, what, an hour earlier now?
They're going to do 8 Eastern. I think that's the attempt to get some more East Coast buys. Not sure if it's going to work. I mean, I don't know, man. Is it just me, or do I feel like the first fight had a little more hype than this? I mean, we're 2 weeks away, pretty much. You want to say? Yeah, we're 2 weeks away.
Yeah, that you're absolutely right. Being as though that it's been 2 weeks. I mean, that it's only 2 weeks. You're right, because I feel like the 50 Cent thing really overshadowed it. We've heard more about that and his new girlfriend than we have heard about the fight.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the attempt. But I don't think it's going to help that much. I mean, yeah. You know
what the problem is, Vic?
The main event should start by 10, 10:15, 10:30. So.
You know what the problem is? I think it's the All Access. Have they started it yet?
They start this week. I think they're only doing 3.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Normally, that's where the fight comes up. I'm gonna try and do a podcast for every episode for this one, man, because I really like those. I really like the productions. Even, anybody's. It doesn't matter. I remember the Canelo Laura I really enjoyed. But, yeah, East Coast boxing, at least we're going to get to see it at 8, which means the main event will start earlier, because I do be getting tired. I'm not even going to front. And then when you got to rewatch it, it's like 4 in the morning by the time you're done. So I'm happy about this. But like you, I feel that this is an attempt to get a couple of more hits, a couple of more pay-per-view bars, which I don't understand. Why? Does it even matter if they're no longer giving out numbers? So whatever, just say you did whatever,
Yeah. I mean, damn, I'm gonna have to be in that building at 3 o'clock. That's crazy.
Yep. So Espinoza put out a quote saying, "Pay-per-view boxing events have changed, and we think it's time the scheduling changed too." Showtime Sports Executive Vice President and General Manager Stephen Espinoza said in making his announcement, along with our partners at Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy, we have been presenting compelling 4-fight cards with multiple 12-round World Championship bouts. As a result, we've seen the start of the main event coming later and later into the night, which is not ideal viewing experience for the viewers in the Eastern and Central time zones. No other major sport makes a significant portion of their audience wait until well past midnight for the peak of the event. Showtime pay-per-view will no longer be one of those exceptions. The funny thing is, this reminded me of something I wanted to talk to you guys about. When I read that part about Mayweather Promotions, I was on all the conference calls. I've been on all of them recently, and Leonard Ellerby is really stepping up in terms of doing his job, I guess. If being on those calls and introducing the fighters and basically playing the face of Mayweather Promotions, the way that Richard Schaefer used to play. I mean, not the face, but the way that Schaefer did for De La Hoya, handled everything. I see that Ellerby is doing that. It seems a bit forced. And I also found it weird that Eric Gomez has been on all the calls. Because if you notice, Vic, you said that there's a lack of hype, but I think that they've worked harder on this promotion than the last one. I think there's been, there was an undercard, the undercard conference call, a Maidana conference call, then there was the Mayweather Maidana conference call. There was what? How many city tour did they do for this?
What did they do? New York, D.C., Chicago. Did they do Chicago? I don't even remember.
They had to do L.A.
They did L.A. I mean, it could have been 6. Could have been 4. I don't know.
I think they are, and they did a lot of social media for this. There's a lot of little Showtime clips and all access teasers and things like that. But Eric Gomez, you don't find that weird? Why isn't Oscar De La Hoya? Just a month ago, wasn't it? He told us that's it. I'm revived. I'm going to take control of my company. I feel good. Boxing put me down, but in boxing, you get up. And, where is he at?
Maybe because it's a Mayweather card, dude. It could be.
So you think Mayweather was like, look, we'd rather,
But didn't Mayweather say, Richard Schaefer's the real golden boy, or whatever the fuck he was saying before?
True. Let's take some callers. 516, you're live. Who's this?
Ness, what's good? It's KH, man, Kevin Horn.
KH, what up?
Yo, you like those all-access shows, man? I think they've been pretty trash ever since Floyd went over there.
You see,
seems like it's the same shit over and over again.
And it is. But you see, I'm urban as hell, so I love all that shit. I love the Bugattis and the girls with the big booties. I love that shit.
Yeah. The one question, and you just brought it up, are they doing one less all access? Because like you said, we're 2 weeks out and we haven't even had an all access episode yet.
The first one's gonna be the first one's gonna be this weekend with the show trash card. The ShoBox card.
KH, the thing is
like
this,
usually
though,
by now we would have already got one.
The thing is this. I think that the domino effect took place with HBO because HBO used to do 4, and then they stopped. Yeah. And then it seems like Showtime has been doing the same, and sometimes
HBO would do 4, but only for Pacquiao Mayweather.
Yeah, well, now
Maidana has 4.
Mayweather Maidana, the first one had 4.
It did?
Yeah, the first one had 4, and I think this one only has 3, and I think that's a sign of the pay-per-view doing weak in sales, and they're like, yo, we got a budget. It's got to cost a lot of money to produce that, and I think to produce one less show is just a way of saving money. They put more money in the promotion and the press and the touring and everything like that, and the cities, all the different cities they went in the press tours.
Yeah, I just want to tell you as well, outside of the big booties and the Bugattis, that I said before that I enjoy being able to get more than I'm supposed to be entitled to. Like, at the end of the day, Mayweather, Maidana, every fighter, they're their own man. They live their own life. So if I'm allowed into that life just a little bit more, I enjoy that. I really like to see the way that they are and whatever's available. Like, if I wasn't working 24/7, I'd probably be watching a bunch of Ellie Setback videos to see everything that goes on in that gym. Because look at all the talent. I mean, they got Delorme. Now they got Mikey Perez, Rubio, Maidana, Mikey Garcia. I mean, it's just a shitload of fighters over there. So it must be.
The only thing I liked was the Robin Leach shit last time.
I didn't like
fresh.
that.
I ain't seen Leach in a while.
I ain't like that. I didn't
that
even like the way Leach.
Hit me with the sound over.
I didn't even like the way Leach sounded. It didn't sound like the old Robin Leach from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I mean, I like Ray Donovan. He did a better job. I don't even know that actor's real name, but he plays
Liv Schreiber. Liv Schreiber.
Yeah, I like his voice. His voice was better. And Common, I think Common did a good job. My wife had to tell me that was Common. I like that.
Yeah, when he did the documentary or whatever, right? Or the whatever it was. 30 days in some one of them things.
Well, I think he also was on Mayweather Guerrero All Access. I think that was on him.
Yeah, that's what it was, Mayweather Guerrero. And LL Cool J did the Mayweather documentary.
Yep.
That's crazy. Yo, Vic, about those gloves though, they on the conference call I was listening to, Ellerby, when they asked the question, like interrupted and said he will be using the power lock. Yep. And then Robert Garcia said, all right, I guess there you go. And then afterwards, when they had interviewed Maidana, he basically said, "I ain't never signed anything yet, and I'm using the MX gloves, and if I ain't, I'm walking."
That's what I'm saying, because his manager said that it wasn't resolved yet. His manager said that.
He probably.
And I remember up to like 2 weeks ago, they still said contracts weren't signed, even if they were going on with the press tour. I'm like, yo, the boxing is fucked up. You got a multi-million-dollar thing going on, and you still don't have contracts on.
Well, you got to remember, man, that they gave him 1.5. Everybody's lying, or no one's admitting it. But I talked to Larry Merchant the other day. Damn, did I put it? I don't even know if I put the audio up, but I will if I haven't. And even he said that shit, and I didn't even ask him. He brought it up on his own.
I think what they said was, and I think Steve Kim said was that there's probably a confidentiality agreement. That's why all parties are saying they don't know nothing about that. Because you know how that's going to come off if Floyd paid $1.5 million, so you can't wear illegal gloves. That's going to make him come off like a bitch.
Well, that's
so they probably said, we're going to give you the money, but you keep
quiet. Well, a lot of people already think that, even without the confidentiality clause.
Like Flomo's and Carcino and stuff like that. But, yo, look at the last Showtime card. The first 2 fights, all 4 fighters wore MX gloves. They're the most popular gloves right now, and they won't let them wear.
What is Jay Leon? Doesn't Jay Leon wear MX?
He used to, but now that Floyd did that thing, I don't think he's wearing them no more.
All right.
Pearson, Jay Leon Love, Badou Jack. I got pictures of all TMT fighters wearing, not only wearing MX gloves, wearing custom colors. So they had custom-made MX gloves. So it's like, it's crazy.
I mean, look, if there's any indication, it's Robert Garcia. I mean, on that call, he called Mayweather a bitch, a coward, all type of shit for not letting Maidana wear the gloves. And I guess that, because Ellerby was in and out, so maybe he heard the end of it and he finally came in. And I heard when he said power lock. But,
yeah, because Ellerby actually did
just
cut in, like you said, man. Like you said, he was, they were all saying the bitch and stuff, and Ellerby was actually tweeting, man, Maidana and them really feeling themselves. They're talking reckless shit.
Nah,
like, and I'm
gonna give y'all the real too, because that's what we about. Maidana didn't call Mayweather not one bitch, Or none of that shit. Eric Gomez was stunting on that translation, bro. He was straight freestyle. What? Man, I challenge any Hispanic to go listen to the conference call. It's on my YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel. Go check it out, and I guarantee you they'll say it. Man, Maidana wouldn't say none of that, and then he'd be like, he'll just he'll just come back
wow.
like,
I actually was getting amped up. I was like, yo, I might be fucking with Chino now, because he was saying, yo, if you don't run like a bitch, it'll be a good fight. You know, if he runs like a bitch, he threw that bitch out like 3 or 4 times, man.
And I bet you, look, I bet you if he
I'll
did
take your
say
word
it,
for it, man. I don't speak Spanish.
let me tell you something. I bet you if he did say it, it was probably one time. But when I kept hearing it, I started paying more attention because reminding you, I'm at my day job recording this shit, so I'm listening and like, man, he ain't fucking say that. I think I first started paying attention when the Argentine lady called in. I don't even know what she was. Let's just call her Spanish. She called in. Her interview was all in Spanish, and then Eric Gomez had to translate questions and answers. And that boy was Drake at the mic. He was freestyling. He sounded like Jada Kiss, all the lies he was telling, man.
That shit's crazy. Even like post fights. Like, luckily, I always got at least one of my boys at that house when watching the fight that speaks Spanish, and they're always like, "Yo, what the fuck are these people saying?" They never interpret the shit in the corner right.
Never.
Even the post fight, when they know everybody's listening, is always wrong.
Never.
So I'm like, luckily, I always have somebody who speaks me at the crib.
Yo, I think that dude's name is Jerry Ayala, right, Vic?
That's the guy on HBO.
They both
and
are.
one of them like Raul Caiz or some shit.
They both. I will say this: Eric Gomez is the best, but on this one, I'm telling you, it's got to be part of the build-up. But he is the best, and he'll give you word for word because I've done him with him. You know, I've been there, especially like for the Lucas Matisse. He did a good job on the Peterson Lucas Matisse fight. He always does a good job, but I'm telling you, it's audio right there. I don't got to make it up. He ain't saying all
one last thing I got on the Oscar thing about him not being around, like, you know, he wasn't around during the soccer thing. They said he might have had a family thing. I think he's just not going to make his presence known when he has, like, when he knows he don't have as much control over the card and it's basically a Heyman card. I think he's not going to really take the front page. Same thing with, like, this fight. Why would he be around when anytime Mayweather brings up his name, he's shitting all over De La Hoya? You know what I'm saying? So, like, he don't want to add nothing to it. Like, you know, he'll take the fee, the money that they pay to put on the show, because obviously Mayweather Promotions is not equipped to put on a major show on their own.
Well, they're co-promoting.
I don't think Elavia, maybe he's trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? But who over there can?
They're co-promoting, brother. This time around, it's the real deal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That Elavia has been on his job.
What do you mean they're co-promoting? What do you mean?
It's the same exact, you know.
What you mean? What I mean? It's Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy.
It's always been like that since he's jumped off.
They're not
co-promoting.
No, they are doing. They are doing. Listen.
Well, shit, they are doing bullshit with that undercard.
Golden Boy's cutting the check. They're paying Golden Boy to do the promoting.
No,
and it's like every other thing. They're putting their banner up and their name on the event, but they ain't doing shit.
That's not true. That's not true.
Just because Elavia showed up for a media workout at Garcia's gym?
No, if you slow the fuck down, I could give you some other facts. Vic, you haven't been noticing all the appearances that he's making and all the charitable events that he's doing? He's never done all this shit for a fight. He might, yeah, you're right. He's gonna be at the listen, the day of the fight. The day of the fight, he's going to be at the Boxing Fan Expo. That's one. Huge one, okay? I'm about to go into my email. I'm about to go into my email and check because he also got some, like, 2 charity events. I'm telling you, the dude. Look at Beeb. Stop, Ness. Golden Boy is cutting the checks. Beeb is a weirdo too because he fucking in control of the
Nah, and you know me and Beeb always disagree, and when me and Beeb are on the same page, you gotta be on.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna take an L for like 5 minutes. Oh no, listen to me, because it's coming with an asterisk. I'm gonna take an L for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go in and look for the emails, and then I'm going to come back and read. Boom. One right here. What is this? Look, another conference call on Wednesday. Okay? This is not the normal, Kevin.
No, they do. Yeah, they do. They do one for the opponent and one for the main event. I mean, for Floyd.
Vic, you gonna?
They always done that. They've always done that.
They do one conference call.
No. Floyd gets his own conference call, bro. He don't split that with nobody.
Okay. And Vic, letting us know there's a lot more. Promoting and putting on an event has a lot more than do with being on the phone and introducing fighters on a conversation.
It's not about the phone.
What you doing?
Oh my! It's not about the phone, KH. He's doing appearances.
That's holy shit.
What the?
So he's the one negotiating and cutting the deals and everything, and he's the one putting everything together behind the scenes.
Wait a minute. Who's headlining this? What is it called?
It's been the same thing every Mayweather fight since he's left Top Rank. They pay Golden Boy to promote their fight.
Okay, wait a minute.
Promotions
It's been the same thing, right? Okay, so for the Robert Guerrero Mayweather, I swear I gotta constantly slay you, motherfuckers. For the Mayweather Robert Guerrero, tell me, what did Mayweather do? Where did he go? Where did he show up? What did he sign? Where the fuck was he at?
He didn't even do a media tour.
Exactly. But what about Robert Guerrero? What was he doing?
He was promoting.
Yo, Floyd showed all of his checks on Instagram, and if he shows this one, it's coming from the same place. It's coming from Golden Boy.
Oh my
Period.
God! I'm not arguing
he's not cutting
that.
checks from Mayweather Promotions.
I'm not arguing that, my friend. All I'm arguing is that they're doing more. Mayweather Promotions is doing more on their end.
They are more visible, 100%.
I'm gonna find more.
Right.
I'm gonna find more. I'm telling you. The thing is, Beeb took over the email, and now
the email account.
Yeah, and now he got things in little folders, so I gotta look for it. But I see them when they come in. I see them when they come in.
Yes, I'm not arguing you. They are making themselves more visible. They're putting themselves out there more. And maybe it is because they finally got their promoter license in Vegas and they're trying to learn more so they can take over for their next time.
Exactly. That's the only point I'm trying to make. That's all.
Hey, it's hard for me, Ness. I'm a TMT hater, man. It's hard.
Hey, listen, I'm not too far from that because they haven't put on anything good. I'm just saying they're out there. Look, he's showing up. That's another one. He's showing up to the SHOWBOX. Showing up. That's, again, visibility. You think they're not going to put him on air and he's not going to talk about his fight? It's called promoting.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me get to some other callers, brother. I'm go to 619. You're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
What up? This is Juice from San Diego. What's going on, Ed?
What's going on?
I want to start off this call, man, by eating some crow. I haven't had a chance to call after that Sean Porter fight, and but I've been listening. I just haven't had a chance to call, or you've been too busy, too many callers. But here I am, man, making it count, man, making sure I eat that crow.
All right, brother.
Go ahead and eat it. Yeah, there it is, man. But shout out to the Porters, man, for calling in and right after the fight and explaining, you know, the situation from their standpoint. I thought it was actually really dope. And shit, that'd be so cool if we can get like more trainers to do this more often, just to kind of see things through their eyes, see how they saw things. But the main reason I was calling, I don't know if you guys already touched on it or not. But what do you guys think about the instant replay feature that the WBC and like the other organizations are going to start using?
I think it's a good idea, but they got to use it though. I mean, I know what fight that was, Martinez Murray, I think it was, where that knockdown or whatever. I don't remember what it was, but I guess Martin Murray's team said that, you know, Martinez was knocked down, was called a slip. They could have used it there. They never did. But it's all about how to use it and how to, I guess, how you go about getting a referee to use it, I'm guessing. You know, like in baseball or football, like you get one challenge or something like that. Or how does it work? Is it just, you know, based on the referee's discretion? Like they give any more information on that?
I think they said something about they're gonna have like some like 2 officials or something like that, directors that are gonna actually they're gonna have a monitor, and whenever there's a questionable call, the referee can either ask them for their opinion, or the referee themselves can actually see it too, and then they can go from there to see what the referee makes the ultimate decision, I guess. And he can either take the people's on the side word for it, or he can come down and see it himself. But I think it's going to change. I think it's a good thing, but now that I think about it, it can also be a bad thing because they're going to have to stop the fight to review the replay. You know what I mean? And say somebody, one fighter has the other fighter hurt, is going to allow the other fighter to recover, and they can change the fight around. So I guess in a way it's more competitive, or in a way it's,
Well, I mean, do you remember that Delvin Rodriguez fight last year in Connecticut, where he stopped dude, or the fight was stopped on cuts, and the guy from Connecticut went to the replay and actually awarded Delvin Rodriguez the TKO because I guess the punch was from a cut. I mean, the cut was from a punch, not a headbutt. I don't know if y'all remember that fight. I forget who he was fighting, man. You remember that fight, Ness?
Which one?
The one where Delvin won by TKO because they went to the replay.
Oh yeah, Freddie Hernandez.
Well, I mean that guy. If replays used like that, that's cool. I just like the dude said, like, if guy's hurt and you gotta go to the replay, I mean, I think that fucks up the whole thing. I mean, whatever. They gotta try it out, test it out, see what happens.
I'm not sure that they're going to stop the action. 619, you got some killer static going on. I'm not sure they're going to stop the action, but if they can find a suitable way that isn't going to interrupt our viewing experience, I'm all for it because they need it. A lot of times, they mess up, and it would be best. It would be best if they were able to use instant replay. Dev, what it do?
Hey, what's up, guys? I got a lot of shit to say. Well,
when don't you, bro? When don't you?
Guys, what? Hello? What's up?
I said, when don't you have a lot of shit to say, man? Go ahead.
All right. Well, starting off with Oscar is the reason why he's not part of this promotion and he wasn't part of the Danny Garcia shit was because deep in his heart, he don't even want this fight to do good. Because his company is getting a flat fee anyway, no matter how good or bad it does. And he fucking hates Floyd, and he doesn't want anything, he doesn't want nothing but bad things to happen to Floyd, so why the fuck is he going to try to promote his fight? It's fucking obvious. He's getting a flat fee regardless. So anyway, as far as the Golovkin fight is concerned, this is baffling me because this is a shitty ass fucking fight, and I know Nonito Donaire just got added to the card, which is a good fight. In my opinion, it makes the card worth watching. But if it wasn't for the Donaire fight being on that card, honestly, the only reason why I could think of someone would stay home on a Saturday night to watch that Golovkin-Rubio mismatch is number one, if they're married. Number two, if they're just a loser. Those are the only two reasons why you would stay home on a Saturday night to Rubio. Because Rubio is a sitting duck, and he's going to be right in front of Golovkin getting beat like a piñata, a Mexican piñata. That's what he is. This is the same guy that lost every fucking round against Chavez Jr. when Chavez Jr. got a DUI 2 weeks before the fight. Chavez Jr. didn't even train for that fight. He just fucking drank. And he won every fucking round against his bum. And 3 years later, they're putting him in front of Golovkin. What the fuck? And the thing that confuses me the most about it is everyone's talking about it like it's some fucking super fight. I mean, it's pathetic, man. That's some fucking garbage. And as far as Mayweather and his little fucking bullshit promoting, I mean, look, the All Access, I'm urban as fuck, even though I'm really not. I love all that shit. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. And I just love all that shit. I love the cars. I like the big asses like Ness. But the truth is, it's the same thing for the past 6 years. I mean, his life is so fucking boring. I don't give a fuck if he has all that cash. I would never want to be Floyd because his life is fucking boring. I mean, he doesn't even smoke weed, man. Get the fuck out of here. As far as what are you doing all day? How many fucking times can you go shopping, man? Seriously, how many fucking times can you drive that Bugatti? Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? How many fucking times are you gonna go tanning by a pool? The most fun thing that guy does in his life is when he goes to the gym and train. That's the most exciting fucking thing that guy does. His life is boring. Get the fuck out of here. The only person, I just want to make this clear, Golovkin, like, yeah, he hasn't fought the best opposition, but it's not his fault. Because at the end of the day, there's only 2 people that have said that they are willing to fight him. And that's Andre Ward, and he doesn't count. Fuck him. He's in litigation. Fuck that guy. And the other one is Vanes. Those are the only 2 guys that have said that I want to fight this guy. That's it. So I don't want to hear it from anybody else. Oh, Golovkin this, Golovkin that. He hasn't fight nobody. Well, nobody wants to fight him. And and that's all I got to say for now. But I think I'm gonna call in later. If you guys want to say something to that, I want to hear it.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, on the Golovkin thing, I mean, it is a mismatch in my opinion, but he's must-see TV, in my opinion. I mean, when Roy Jones was fighting bums, we watched. When Mike Tyson was fighting bums, we watched. Why? Because someone's either getting knocked the fuck out or something's happening. But on the rest of that other stuff, hey, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Vic, I understand what you're saying. Sometimes when it comes to guys like Golovkin and Mike Tyson, people are just content to watch the public's execution. But in my humble opinion, we have to remember, it's on a Saturday night. I mean, I'd rather go out and do something else on a Saturday night and then wake up with a hangover and watch it Sunday morning, and it'll probably help me get through my morning, you know what I mean? I'd rather just watch that shit Sunday morning instead of staying home specifically to watch that shit. I mean, I probably will now because the Nonito Donaire fight's on it, and I think that's a good fight, so it saves the card.
It does save the card.
I mean, it does save the card, but it's true. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be there, so I can't even say. I'm out there, so whatever.
I also
but I feel where you come. I feel where you're coming from.
Hello?
Go ahead, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to say this a few weeks ago, actually, and I just kept forgetting. I just want to explain to you guys why the numbers for Sean Porter against Kell Brook did worse than the Garcia fight. And this is why, and I can't believe people were actually in awe. It baffles me. It's really confusing to me. I mean, use fucking common sense. This is the reason why. Who the fuck? Now we have to remember, hardcore fans have to remember that the ratings are because of the casual fans. The casual fans are the ones that give ratings to HBO and Showtime Boxing. Because we hardcore fans are in the minority. Now, put your shoes in a casual fan position. Now, after you're a casual fan, you just saw that shitty ass fucking Garcia card. Are you gonna fucking wanna watch boxing the week after watching that shit? Absolutely not. So, especially when you don't even know who the fuck Sean Porter is. Because let's be honest, Sean Porter, yeah, he's cool or whatever. He's a friend of the show. I like him as a person. He's an okay fighter, but he's not a name yet as far as the casual fans are concerned. And neither is Kell Brook, especially because of the fact that he's from a foreign country. So after watching a bullshit, trash fucking card like the Garcia-Salka card, all those casual fans that probably tuned in for that, they didn't tune in for the Porter fight. Now, if the Garcia and Salka fight was a quality card, I guarantee you they would have said, you know what, I enjoyed myself last time I tuned into boxing. Let me tune in again this week. But the opposite happened. And as long as they keep putting shit cards like that, it's going to keep on happening, and boxing is going to keep doing bad numbers. But that's the reason why the Porter and Kell Brook fight did worse than the Garcia-Salka fight. Because that, even though it was a quality fight, people got, let's just say people got turned off after that Garcia card. That's what happened.
I mean, those are fair points. Fair points. I don't know. What do you think, Ness?
Well, I said that the last time out, but I blamed it on Kell Brook being unknown over here and not on Porter. I think Porter has had more exposure. I think that the Malignaggi fight did the same thing it did for Broner when he fought Malignaggi in terms of popularity for Porter. So I blamed it on Kell Brook not being known over here and Showtime not being able to get credit for the UK views, because remember that was being aired by Box Nation or Sky Sports or something like that. But I'm sure that those ratings don't allot to Showtime, so that's why they say
No, Nash. Blame it on the Garcia-Salka fight. Blame it on the Garcia-Salka fight. No one in their right fucking mind is gonna want to watch boxing after that shit.
That's not true, because if you would pay closer to the number, when I gave them out last show or that show, I was specific in the fact that Saki Obika and Darrell did better by almost, I think, 29 or 36% opposed to what they got in their first fight. So that's not true. People tuned out when Brook was on because they didn't know him.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say to that. I still think it's because of that shit card the week before. A bunch of casual fans were like, fuck this shit. I'm not watching boxing anymore.
I mean, I hear you, but I don't think it works that way. If you're a casual fan, you casually surf through the channel, you know? You're not, I don't think you're remembering what you seen last week because you're not putting your importance. It's not like you and I, man. We care that Garcia fought Salka. To the casual fan, they probably fell in love with the knockout, man. You got to remember that.
Or they could have slept after the first fight.
Yeah, they probably, it could be that. They probably were turned off by Beak and Darrell. I mean, it's possible.
I don't see that because they did better. They did an increase.
Yeah, they did an increase because the first time they fought, the Showtime card was competing with an HBO card. So you're splitting your amount of viewers there. There was no HBO that night.
I mean, okay.
I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, I didn't watch the Garcia fight because I saw the Vine of him knocking Salka out, so I feel I didn't need to see it because I mean it was all over Twitter. So.
I mean, I watched them. I'm gonna always watch all the fights. That's just the way it is. I can understand Sept's frustrations, but this is boxing, brother. This is it. Seth, you done?
Yeah, I'm done. And you guys have the best show. And I might call in later. So peace out.
Peace.
513, you're live. Who's this?
Stray K.
What up?
Stray K.
What up?
Ness.
What up?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
What's going on, fellas? September 6th is what's up next week.
You already know, man. Cincinnati, baby. We in there.
U.S. Bank Arena. Hey, y'all know anything about this cat that Alberto fighting?
Yeah.
He's from Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, is he shit, or can we expect? I'll tell you that would be absolutely make my fucking night if Andre Berto get knocked the fuck out.
Nah, I don't think he got popped like that. He don't got popped like that.
That ain't happening.
Nah. I mean, he lost to what? Eric Gomez? I mean, E-Boy? Eddie Gomez?
Mm-hmm.
He lost to E-Boy. Who else he lost to? He got a couple losses on his resume. It ain't happening. He don't punch that hard, man.
Hey, my man, the man on before, I don't know who dude was dead on the money, though, man. I don't know who the fuck he was. He was talking about Mayweather. But I got a question about that Donaire fight. He's fighting Walters, the Jamaican kid, right?
Yeah.
What y'all think about that fight? Because me and my dude got some money on that fight.
I'm picking Walters.
I'm taking Walters, too. I think he's vicious.
I think he is. What do you think about that, Ness?
I was talking with Robbie about it earlier, and I don't know because I know you guys are high on Walters, but I think he's a little bit sloppy. But what you said made me curious to go and look at. Wait for a side-by-side picture. Because I didn't think that Walters was going to be that much bigger than Donaire, if that bigger at all. But you making it seem like he's going to be huge.
I don't think he's going to be huge, but he definitely has a size advantage. I mean, how tall is Donito? Can't be, what, 5'5"?
Before you kick me off, Ness, what's up with the gloves that Maidana choosing that he cool with? Are they comparable to the I think the MTX gloves that Floyd Mayweather won't let him wear?
No, they're just another brand by Everlast, Power Locks, something. Listen, Garcia made it clear. Robert Garcia made it clear that the gloves never were an issue. They have no problem using the Power Lock gloves. They just had an issue using them the night of the fight, because the gloves weren't broken in. That was going to be the first time he ever used it. But now in this camp, they've been training with the Power Lock just in case they don't get to use the MX. So they're going to be ready. So let me get to some other callers here. 313, you're live. Who's this? 313.
Yo, Ness, what up, boy?
What up?
Hey. Got a quick question, man. Like, I feel like that the bullshit fights get perpetuated by talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come on talk about how bad that Danny shit was. You had a whole show about it. Why do that? Why even give that shit any publicity? Because once you give it publicity and keep talking about it, it's only gonna perpetuate that shit to happen even more. Why don't you talk about some of the Friday night fights? You know what I'm saying? Friday night ESPN fights, some SHOWBox shit. You know what I'm saying? Why you got to talk about the bullshit? If we quit talking about them, maybe they'll quit happening.
Well, I understand.
Well, you don't have to. I think that you feel obligated to talk about it because, you know what I'm saying, but you don't. There's so much other shit to talk about that you could talk about that you don't have to talk about that weak shit.
Well, remember, the reason that I do, like, for instance, the Garcia Salka, I knew that show was huge, let me tell you. That shit got over 19,000 downloads. That's because people want to talk shit. They need an outlet. People need a place where they can get it off their chest. 99% of the times, and don't take my statistics as facts, because I'm just saying 99% of the time, but for myself, this is better than talking to a friend, because half my friends don't know shit about boxing. I ain't got time to explain, and I'm no one's teacher. I'd rather be here talking to you guys that call in and know your shit, or at least act like you know your shit, opposed to having to tell someone every single thing about a fighter. So when something goes wrong in a sport, before us, y'all never really had nowhere to go, because I've been on all the other shows in the past, and you weren't allowed to really express yourself the way that you guys do here. And when they put on a bullshit fight, I understand that you'd rather talk about something else, but there's a lot of people that want to trash that fight for happening, ask why it's happening, scream and pout when it happens. They need an outlet, and we're that outlet.
I kind of understand that, but what I'm saying, you know that old saying, no publicity, or bad publicity is better than no publicity at all. So even when you talk about it, whether you're trashing it or not, you're still literally promoting that fight. You know what I mean? And also, I think that with the Kell Brook Sean Porter fight, the reason that the numbers may have been down also is because you got this going. Neither guy was probably as popular as Danny Garcia, for one. But the fact of the matter is, years ago, Danny Garcia fighting Rod Salka would have been on the same card or the undercard of Sean Porter and Kell Brook, not on separate cards. It's almost like, and I know you an Apple guy. If when you bought your computer, the shit came with a keyboard and a mouse. Now it's like you go buy the computer, you got to buy the keyboard separately and the mouse separately, and now you got to buy the fucking cord that goes to the computer and the keyboard. You got to buy that shit separately. So they're giving us so much shit that we never really get real good cards. When was the last time we had a card that was just absolutely outstanding? I'm talking about from Showtime to HBO to a pay-per-view, where from top to bottom, that shit was just outstanding. We don't get it anymore. So when you get so many cards, of course you're going to get people falling off, you know what I'm saying? Because you just got too much shit. It's like baseball. They played 162 games throughout the season. Nobody's going to 100 or 81 games in your town. So it's just too much shit that they're trying to shove down our throats. But you can't get ratings for every fight.
That's not necessarily true, because the Salka fight did better ratings.
It did. I know it did better ratings just because of the fact that we have so much. Most people aren't going to sit down and watch boxing week after week after week. Not even hardcore fans. You just got other shit that you have to do or want to do on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? So if there's only 52 Saturdays in a year, you're not going to spend all 52 of the motherfuckers at home watching boxing. Sometimes you're going to be at home watching football or fucking NBA finals or some shit. You're not going to spend that many Saturdays at home watching boxing. It's just too many cards they're trying to give to us instead of making really one good jam-packed card to get fight fans excited. We used to get that shit 10, 15 years ago, but now it's like we're going to get Danny Garcia fighting Rod Salka this week. Then we're going to get Sean Porter and Kell Brook the next week. And Adrian Broner and fucking all of those fights should have been on the same card on the same night, not spread out over 3-4 weeks. We literally getting fights like 5 weeks in a row. It's just too much. So the ratings are going to eventually keep dropping off, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, in theory it does, and we'll see with Broner, because, he always did $1 million when he headlined, $1 million plus. So we'll see what he does with Taylor.
I guess we'll see on the 6th. And then you got to think, we got the pay-per-view the week after that. So his numbers, I'm sure, probably going to drop off some. But we'll see. You're right. I guess I'll call back in again in about 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll see. We'll discuss those numbers.
All right. I'm just not necessarily sure, man. I think that sometimes you can keep some sort of level of consistency in the ratings as long as you're supplying quantity. Like, for instance, right now we've been already complaining about HBO taking a break. So that's going to be an opportunity for Showtime to capitalize. And, they probably do that.
Popping all this champagne, popping all this rosé, getting money like Jose, chain code Norway, shorty wants that foreplay.
Yo, Neff.
What up?
Getting that money like Jose, I like that, man. Because when I call a bet, man, I always get it right, So, finally, nice to see my intro, man, the way it should be. Good job.
It's actually too long. We're going to do some work to it. We're going to trim it right.
All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I was just listening to this last caller here, and it got me thinking, man. Why did Danny Garcia even fight Lucas Matisse, man? Like, I don't understand. Like, I thought he would have fought him. Such a risky fight. So why would you take such a risky fight and just kind of step down and just be gone? Like, I don't understand. That should have been something that should have propelled him into, like, superstardom, and it didn't. It was just pointless the way I see it now. It just seems like, why would you do it?
The problem was they didn't feel ready. Remember, after the win, people were mentioning Garcia Mayweather, but the father and the son never wanted that. They weren't ready. They weren't rushing. They were talking about they were gonna create their own legacy. If Mayweather's around when Danny moves up, then we'll worry about that. Right now, we the champions at 140. You don't remember all that? I mean, they digressed
there were
themselves.
still big names at 140, though. You know?
Huh?
There were still big names at 140, or they could have made, like, you know, try to do something. I just see it as
there wasn't
an
any
opportunity
super
lost
fights
to be able to capture more market.
I don't
I
think,
guess, but I just mean, why take the risk then? You know?
Well, because you know, rumor has it they paid him $3 million.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just too bad, because he could have really been, I guess, in a better spot than he is now. I mean, not to say that he's not making money now, but I think he could be a pay-per-view star, right? Or he could have positioned himself to be one, but he's years away from that.
I don't understand you guys. I don't think he's in a bad spot at all, because you know, you guys bitch and moan, but I guarantee you, if he fights Lamont Peterson, all of you guys will be there with your fucking pom-poms, ready, talking about, yeah, they should have did this when he fought Salka, but I can't wait. And that's how it goes, man. Listen, we judge fighters according to their last fight. It's us, the hardcores, that we start thinking about their last 5 fights. But, yo, regular boxing fans don't do that shit. They don't care about that. You're only as good as your last win, and his last win he got a knockout. And if he fights a notable name next, people would have forgotten about Salka, believe me.
No, it's true, but in the meantime, he's lost, like, you know, 2 years or whatever, right? I mean, I know it sounds repetitive, but I just find it back to Canelo. You know?
I say the same thing that I said to the last caller. What did he really lose when his numbers barely dropped?
Well, he's lost opportunity cost, right? He could have been making millions and millions of bucks, and he could have had his name out there, and he could have been. I don't know.
Exactly, and fighters pay sparring partners $1,500, and he got paid $700. You got to think about it, and I'm not defending him. I just want you guys to stop acting ignorant, as if it was you wouldn't do the same thing. Like, I don't think that he lost anything at this point. He's gonna get the hate that he got. But the next fight, that shit is over. If he fights Victor Ortiz tomorrow, you guys will all love him. It wouldn't even matter that Victor Ortiz lost to Collazo and all that. The fact that he's moving up and he's fighting a name, it's going to be a big fight. That's just the way this sport works. Listen, Mike Jones might have lost last week, but he said something that has stuck with me since then. And it's probably, or I'm sure that it's been said numerous times in the boxing world, but, yo, you're one fight away from a title shot in this fucking game. Can't you see it? It's obvious. Everyone gets a shot off of their last win because they look good. Oh, put them in there. That's it. Put them in there. The only guys that don't get a shots are the Thurmans and the Golovkins.
I don't know, man. I just look at a guy like Khan too, man. And I know I heard that show just the other day about, you know, Connor Porter or Connor Brook, and I mean, Amir Khan's a guy that gets a lot of shit for people just because he's got a questionable chin, but that guy's got balls, man. He fights like he's got a solid resume. I think if you look back the last 3-4 years,
and that's the problem.
Got like a pound for pound top resume, man.
That's the problem. That's the problem that I have, not with Amir Khan. I have the problem with Amir Khan fans. You keep talking about this resume. He is rebuilding, and he's the only fighter that I can even recall that has rebuilt his career 3 times and still gets this much love. His last 4 fights aren't anything to talk about. Nothing at all. So I don't get
but still,
why
he's
the love,
fought, though. He's
and
fought
why should he be fighting Mayweather? Why should it? Oh yeah, Amir Khan put him in there with Mayweather. Yeah. Why? Why should he fight Brook?
I don't know, man.
Why? Why should he get a title shot? Tell me, what did he do since getting knocked out to Garcia?
Well, since getting knocked out, nothing. But before that, he's done a whole hell of a lot.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is,
what I'm saying
he's a big name.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Don't give him credit for something he did 3 years ago. Because if it's like that, Jose, Be consistent with your bullshit and give Devin Alexander credit when he was one of the best at 140. Give him credit then. Like, that's not
He doesn't
fair.
have the same resume that Khan did.
What? Man, you're a fucking
Bradley,
weirdo.
Alexander fought one good fucking fighter, man.
Jose, Devin Alexander has been through the gauntlet. What are you talking about?
Not like Amir Khan, man.
He has better wins than Amir Khan. What are you talking about? Who did Amir Khan beat?
Well, I mean,
who did he beat? Tell me.
Maidana.
Okay,
Maidana.
one.
He beat Peterson.
No, he didn't.
Oh, that was a thievery, man. Like that's like theft, man.
Yeah.
They stole that from him. That was bullshit.
I hope you know
He beat him.
I hope that you know that if you Google search, you're in the minority in that.
No, man, I
Okay.
don't see that. Well, it's hard to because you switch your mind, man. Like you change your mind, right? So
How?
just like Pacquiao Bradley. So
listen, the point is
I
this.
think-
Listen, I'm gonna run down Devin Alexander. I'm not even gonna use BoxRec, okay? I'm gonna run it down. And guess what? They have a common opponent and made Alexander beat Maidana better. Even though I don't agree with the style that he used, he took less punishment and dominated Maidana. Khan went life and death. If Joe Cortez was not the ref, that fight could have been stopped in the 10th round, or he would have been knocked out in the 10th round because Joe Cortez kept stopping the action. Okay? So now, Devin Alexander faced Junior Witter, Juan Urango, Timothy Bradley, Sean Porter. Who else did he fight? At 147, he faced Maidana. I'm going to just throw Lee Purdy's name because that was also a fight that he had. Now, who did Amir Khan fight?
Amir
Exactly.
Judah, Malignaggi. Who else? He fought Peterson. He fought Maidana as well, right? I mean, I'm not a huge detractor of Alexander. I like Alexander too, but I think Alexander has more name than Brook does as well. Like, Brook has a good victory, but he doesn't have like the resume Khan does. So I agree. Khan said it clear. He's like, now Brook deserves it, and it's true. He does. Like Khan is the name. He's the star. He's the sex appeal to that fight, man. He's what makes it like a star attraction in Britain, you know, or all over the world, whatever. If you can't see that, then I think you just don't understand the business of boxing either, and the business of entertainment.
Listen,
right?
Jose, I see that he's the more popular guy. That's obvious. You're not a genius because you know that he's more popular. He's been around longer. He was promoted better. He was an Olympian.
He fought better opposition.
No, he didn't. I just proved that to you.
No. I'm talking about Brook. You don't think he's fought better opposition than Brook?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So why did Brook get on his high horse and say that?
Listen, but not at 147. He's done nothing.
If we're talking about the Mayweather sweepstakes, nobody deserves to fight Mayweather. They're all shit, man. Unless you're talking
again,
you know, Pacquiao.
I'm not even
Bradley.
talking Mayweather. Mayweather is for you fucking fanboy Khan fans. I'm saying he doesn't even deserve a Brook fight. Beating Luis Collazo. Listen, beating Luis Collazo doesn't get you a fucking title shot.
But Luis Collazo was in the running for Mayweather. So if Luis Collazo beat Khan, he would have got Mayweather. And you would have been okay with that.
He would have. And I'm going to tell you
bullshit.
why. Let me tell you why. And you the one brought up business of boxing. Luis Collazo beat Victor Ortiz, common opponent with Mayweather. And then if he beats Amir Khan with the popularity of an Amir Khan, yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have been at least an option or mentioned. I'm not putting that past that. I'm not putting that past Mayweather at all. I'm in agreements with you. But again, the other way around, it doesn't work that way, and that's why he didn't get the shot. He had more votes on the poll and everything, but his last 3 fights are horrible. Not the Collazo win. Let's give him credit for Collazo. But Molina, Diaz, Garcia, horrible. And you can't have that track record and get a big fight. He needs at least one more notable win. Then he could fight Brook. Then he could fight Mayweather, depending who the next win is. Depending. But if he fights,
I think for Mayweather, I'm cool to say that. But to say that he can't fight Brook, I think that's reaching, man. I mean,
okay,
Brook
so
had one fight, right?
How do you give him a title shot? Based on what? Popularity? That's what we're doing now?
Based on popularity, based on that they're countrymen, based on the rivalry, based on the fact that, you know, it's Khan, man. He's not going to fight.
You bitch. Then you bitch and moan. The other caller, I'm not saying he bitched and moaned, but he was talking about the oversaturation of our sport and how these cards are broken down. People are crying.
But that's a good fight.
It could be good. It's only good to you because you followed the hype the way that I did. A week ago, no one knew who Kell Brook was. Numbers indicate that. Stop acting like this little rivalry that they have is so big that it's going to fucking, I don't know, do crazy numbers. No, it doesn't work that way. We know that because we're hardcores that they had a problem with each other.
You're being a hypocrite.
Nobody.
You're saying that you're okay with him fighting Berto. You're okay with Berto having the shot at it, but you're not okay with him fighting Khan. That makes no sense.
Listen.
Right? You said it. Oh, I like that fight. I'd rather him fight someone we know. You're okay with him fighting Berto, but you're not okay with him fighting Khan. How does that even work?
Because his next fight, we know he's not going to fight Khan. This is a stay busy fight. This is a coming home fight. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I understand this sport and the way that it works, so I don't get mad like you guys got mad at the Salka shit. Am I crying that he has a date in Sheffield on December 6th and we don't know who he's going to fight? I'm not crying about that because I know every champion wants to do the victory fucking dance, man. The thing is, some of these other champions, they reside in the United States. But that's the normal for a guy to go back to his home country and have a fucking fight in front of his fans, showing off his title. That's the normal. I just don't think, listen, and it doesn't matter to me. Listen, like I said before, fucking Kell Brook can fight Josecito Lopez for all I care. You know, I just feel that Khan doesn't deserve it. And he feels entitled when he's not. He's not. That's just the bottom line.
Well, entitled or not, I mean, he should get it over Berto and Lopez, man. That's the way I see it, right? Who else is Brook going to fight?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if we're going to go, you know, by fucking the rules of boxing, yeah. I mean, the Collazo win is better than anything that Josecito Lopez has done since losing to Maidana, and the Collazo win is better than anything Berto has done because he's just been on a losing streak. So I can't argue with you.
But at the same time, let's keep things clear, man. You can't put Berto and Lopez and Khan in the same category as Salka. That's two different worlds. What Danny Garcia did was flat out like time wasting, man. That was bullshit. Like, I much rather watch Berto against Brook than Garcia against Salka any day, man, right? So, I mean, it's two different worlds, man. Two different worlds completely. I know you love Danny Garcia and your Team Angel, but, you know,
I don't even know why.
Totally
I don't even know why you bring that up. You guys say that I'm this fucking Garcia fanboy, but you guys bring him up so much. I didn't make a comparison to that.
No, but you kind of allude to it. You kind of bottle them all up as shitty fights, and they don't deserve it, and it's not fair. Well,
no. You know what I'm bottling them up as? You know what I'm bottling them up as? They're consistent fucking losses or horrible performances. Okay? Khan, Berto, and Lopez have given us consistent losses or horrible performances. Josecito Lopez just went life and death with Mike Arnudis like one fight ago. Berto lost 2 fights back-to-back, and Khan lost 1 by knockout, looked bad versus a dude he went and plucked out of 135, got dropped by a fucking old-timer, and then finally got a win with Luis Collazo.
Yeah, but they still have a danger element to them, something that a guy like, you know, that Garcia could have fought against. He could have fought against a guy, brought a bit to the table. That's it. As fans, I think we're okay when fights aren't necessarily, you know, you're going to go in, you're going to fight the top A guy, A1, A2. But at least fight a guy that can give you a challenge. At least fight a guy that's done it before, that's proven it before. Because sometimes you get surprised and you see an amazing fight, kind of like Berto Ortiz. Everybody had counted Ortiz out, but Ortiz had the mettle, he had the skill, and everyone overlooked him. But you know what? He went and he upset it, and he won. And that's what Berto brought. He brought a good fight to the table, man. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Look, I don't disagree. You're not going to get me to say that the Salka fight was good. Dude, I don't agree with it, but it is what it is, you know. Look, again, I even went back after that show that you heard and said I don't even care at this point if Khan and Brook have the fight because they do have a good build-up. But the problem that I'm going to have is that we're probably not even going to get this shit.
Yeah, that would suck, yeah. But I guess it's a bigger fight down there than it is here, right?
No. Fucking boxing is international. That's the problem. We don't have access to their fights, and, you know, they get very little access to our fights. That's the problem right there. And the fact that, like I tell them all the time, they got their own little world going on with those, you know, titles and shit that they got over there. Hey,
yeah,
you guys got Canadian
like the
titles?
rivalry of it. That's it.
You guys got Canadian titles
No.
over there? Oh, okay.
No, man. No titles. They're
So
pretty
that's
shitty. I mean, there is probably Canadian, but it's garbage, right? I mean, I'm at least honest. Like, you know, I can understand the UK guys are in hype because, I mean, I honestly think that Brook victory was probably the first decent victory a Brits had in fucking decades, right? But, you know, it's been forever. So, I mean,
what about the Carl Froch Boutte win? I mean, that was a big win for the UK.
It was, but Boutte wasn't that big of a name, right? I mean, he was a big name, but
nah, he was a big name.
I don't know.
He was a big name, but I'm not gonna argue with you. There was, you know, we all knew that the chin was suspect after the Andrade fight.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see Froch, you know, fight someone out here in you know, North America again, but, you know, who knows? It looks like Chavez is running away from it, right? So, you know, what can you do, right? It's too bad, right? He's caught up in those things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not really caught up. He's got options, but, you know, he wants to fight in Las Vegas, and you know, it's hard to deal with Chavez, man. When you feel that you're entitled, you're gonna have a certain thing about you, man, and that's what's going on with Chavez, you know. He knows what his name recognition has done, and it's a monster that they created anyway, you know. So I don't know what they expect. They paid him all the big dollars to fight the nobodies, and now he's a decent name, and he wants things done his way, you know. I don't know what the hiccup is this time. I know that last time he just didn't want an extension, so I don't know what's going on this time.
I mean, that's the thing, though. When you have the name and you have the build-up and you have the fan base, then you're allowed to ask for what you want, right? You know, it's kind of like James and Vic. They show up every, like, you know, 4th or 5th show because they have the following, right? So they can do that. Same as these guys, right? You know. So
I don't know. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that the fighter suffers, you know, regardless of how big your name is. It's gonna hurt Chavez not to be as active. It's going to hurt Ward not to be as active. It's just going to hurt him. It's better to be out there in the you know, in front of your public, putting on performances for your public, increasing upon your momentum. You know, you let your momentum die, and I don't see how that benefits anyone.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's why you got to look at a guy like Hopkins, man. He's the guy setting the example of how it should be done, right? So
yes. He totally is, man. And he's totally owning that whole badass persona because he's calling this fight like a throwback, you know, paying homage to the throwback era and the best fighting the best. And he's taking subliminal shots at Mayweather, or indirect rather, at Mayweather, saying things like, you know, people claim to be the best. I'm fighting the best in my division, this, that, and the third. Like, yeah, you know, and you can't discredit him. He's doing what we want all our fighters to be doing. The problem is he's not a young guy, and people aren't as drawn to B-Hop. Like, it's funny with B-Hop. He does bad ratings, but good gates. So it's weird.
Well, I mean, now it's the story he's selling, right? Now, again, it's more of this old guy fighting, you know?
Yep. And he totally understands that, man. You guys should really check out the interview me and Beeb did with him. He says all that. He knows that now the allure is the fact that who's going to knock out the old guy. Like, he knows that he's fighting against the media, so that's why he trains harder because, you know, if Kovalev knocks him out, it's like, oh, you know, B-Hop should retire. Like, everybody's going to be talking retirement if he gets, you know, beat in this fight. And if he keeps winning, you know, it just becomes a thing like, wow, when is he going to retire? Because think about it. I mean, we seen Evander Holyfield fighting at this age looking like shit. But, Jose, let me get to some other callers, man. I got a couple of people here before we close it out. 832, you're live. Who's this? 832.
Hey, what's up, Nick? Hey, what's up, Nick?
What's going on, brother?
I ain't nothing. I ain't have much to talk about, man. I really was just listening, and it just put me in the queue. But that B-Hop fight is a good fight for boxing. You know what I mean? When you got an old legend like that that's still in the game, that should have been gone a long time ago. We talking about a guy that was in the James, Tony, and Roy Jones early 90s era. So, you know, big ups to B-Hop. But as far as the next fight coming up, the Floyd Mayweather, Marcos Maidana, that's going to be a big fight. You know, you got Maidana who gave Floyd a hell of a fight. And I was reading up today where Chavez and Morales talking about how Maidana showed the heart of a Mexican, being from Argentina, but he put up a hell of a fight. But I think Floyd is going to beat him this time. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Maidana going to bring it like he always bring it, but I think Floyd is going to make the right adjustments and going to do what's necessary and going to pull a win out.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much the general consensus. I mean, the dude only had one rematch and looked good in the rematch, and he's already known for being able to make adjustments. But 832, man, we're coming into that final hour, so I'm going to go ahead and place you back on hold and get to some other callers. 941, you're live. Who's this?
What up? It's your Sizzle.
What's up?
Yeah, about time you guys talk about B-Hop, man. Man, I can't believe he's doing what he's doing. Not the best in the division, man. The man is just melts, man. 50 years old. I mean, calling out Kovalev, and it's getting big press now. But if you remember, the Crusher, he was B-Hop's mandatory. B-Hop said, "Bring it," and then he went over there and fought what's his name, the other Brit, Cleverly, isn't it?
Yeah. And that it's funny you bring that up because that's exactly what we talked about with B-Hop, and he gave us the whole story. He told us, he said, you know, Kathy Du was very, very intelligent. She decided to go for the Cleverly fight. She tried to smear his name, basically saying that B-Hop didn't want the fight. So B-Hop contacted the IBF, wrote a letter, and they printed that letter, showing that B-Hop said he's fully able and willing to make his mandatory defense or fight Kovalev, and and fight Kovalev rather, because he was the mandatory defense, and they chose not to. So he had to make it public though, because again, everyone thought in the media and amongst the fans that B-Hop was ducking Kovalev, because remember that was around the time that Adrian Broner and Paulie Malignaggi was fighting, and that's when Adonis Stevenson first basically showed up at a Golden Boy event, and he was all coochie crunch with Sam Watson, and it was all those pictures and videos of him and B-Hop talking. So everybody thought that was going to happen, that B-Hop was going to fight Stevenson, and look, he pulled the fucking rabbit out of his hat and basically saved a bunch of people from being sued, because with this fight, Kathy Duva dropped her lawsuit on a lot of people. So B-Hop basically is the savior of Golden Boy and, you know, doing what old timers do, fighting the fucking best.
Exactly. He's doing what he's supposed to do. That's why everybody else, man, just
It's unreal. I can understand, you know, you in it's prize fighting, you know what I'm saying? You in there to win a prize and make your money. But damn, I mean, we got more dodgeball players than ever before, man. Nothing but Dodgers everywhere we go. Either way, I also wanted to talk about the Thurman, man. My boy from Clearwater, right up the road from me. Damn, I can't wait till he get back in the ring, man. That boy, they're exciting, boy. But I don't know who they want to line him up against. I seen Brooke. He called his name out first, but I guarantee he's gonna take a tune-up fight, and then he ain't gonna fight him. I put money on that. He's gonna go somewhere else for his second and third fight. But I just don't know where he's gonna get his chance to just come up and come up against some top 10 competition and do something. Cause I see that boy. He's learning.
To be honest with you, man, it's nobody's fault but Al Heyman. He owns that division. So if he wanted to get Thurman a fight, he could. Collazo doesn't have a fight. He could fight Thurman. Khan doesn't have a fight. He could fight Thurman. Josecito Lopez doesn't have a fight. Well, an opponent, because now he has a date. He could fight Thurman. Like Maidana, Broner. Everybody in that division, let me double check, but I think everyone is signed to Al Heyman in that 147-pound division except Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Kell Brook. Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Devin Alexander, Robert Guerrero, Amir Khan. Oh, Luis Carlos Abreu belongs to Top Rank. Brandon Real also Top Rank. Diego Chavez, I have no clue. Bundu is a bum dough. And Jesus also belongs to the Golden Boy. All right, but look how many names he got. That's a lot. Porter, Thurman, Alexander, Guerrero, Khan, and Collazo.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder who he's going to, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to be that first fight where everyone's going to be like, damn, you know what? They've been talking, and now he's actually going to fight somebody. Because that's why I want to see who it's going to be, you know? Like,
the problem is Kell Brook ruined that shit because the only dude that didn't have a problem fighting Thurman was Porter, but Porter got beat. Unless they, and anyway, Porter said he's not fighting the rest of this year, so he ain't going to fight Thurman either. But 941, let me get to some other callers. We almost coming up on that 10 o'clock time. 615, you're live. Who's this?
Yeah, this your boy Knuckles, man. I was
Knuckles,
just
what up?
tuning in, listening to y'all guys.
Oh, all right. You want to get placed on hold then?
No. I actually want to talk about Triple G. Why everybody want to jump on the Triple G bandwagon and say, oh, everyone's ducking him, no one wants to fight him, and then when you have people call him out, it's he got legal problems. Nah, we don't want to take that fight because he got legal problems. What the fuck is that? Who cares that he got legal problems? Call him out. Let's see if he's going to fight. He already said he's willing to fight you. His whole management team said he's willing to fight you.
Are you talking about Ward?
But yeah, I'm talking about Ward.
Yeah, well, that's up to Ward, though,
But Ward said he will fight. He said he put it out there saying, yeah, I want to fight him.
Yeah, but they also put it out there that they don't want to fight him, that fight needs to... Listen, I personally spoke to Virgil Hunter, and the audio is on the channel. You can check it out. He doesn't even want that fight next. He feels that fight needs to be built up.
Yeah, I did check that out. I do remember that.
Yeah, man.
But
none of these people...
I don't know, man.
People, listen, I believe that what Abel Sanchez was trying to do, because he's the originator of that statement, oh, Triple G could fight from 154 to 168. He was trying to do exactly what he did. Captivate the world. Grab their attention. They have no intentions of moving up to 168. I've talked to enough of them enough times to know. I've spoke to Abel Sanchez recently too, and he told me the same thing. They're not moving up. What are they moving up for? There's still a lot of guys to fight, in their opinion. And this dude's such a heavy favorite. Again, the same scenario falls up. Who's not going to take the money to beat up on guys they know they could beat up? Come on, man. You guys got to be smarter than this.
Yeah, I guess I see that too. But what about that other what's the other guy name who called him out?
Who, Sergio Mora?
Oh man,
because that's who Noto's gonna say. Sergio Mora wants to fight him.
No. It was another guy. I forgot what I saw it on YouTube. He's at 154. He's pretty good too.
Kirkland?
His name is going blank.
Kirkland?
No, not hell no, not Kirkland. Kirkland. He just that's just a punching bag fight.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know who that is that you're talking about. But let me get to some other callers, brother, because you did call in late. This is drive-by mode, and y'all should know. Let me see. I wonder if this is my boy here.
Hold up, son. Word. Yeah. To all the killers and 100, I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers.
Yeah, what up, though, Ness? What's good, man?
What's good, QB?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a situation about the Maidana with the gloves and all that, man. I got a situation. That shit is crazy. All right, so he not allowed to wear his gloves, so Mayweather paid him a significant amount of money under the table and wasn't allowed to say that he was paid or whatever. So now they ain't signed no contract, but they saying that he was gonna wear the gloves again. So I'm trying to think, like, how many this shit is bad because how many other dudes? How many Mayweather could be paying the judges, the referees, and everything? Like, think about it. It makes no sense. And everybody wears them type of gloves. Why? Mayweather's like telling him to lay down. You paying this man to lay down because you scared of his power. So you actually paying for him to lay down. In other words. And that's crazy, man. You gotta really think about it. How many other people Mayweather paid? Could have paid the judges, could have paid the referees, and all that other shit like that. That's what I'm saying. That shit is crazy, man. Let that man wear his gloves. Them gloves is permitted in the boxing commission. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong. Everybody wears them gloves. So Mayweather's a bitch for that, man. And that's real talk. But yeah, another thing I wanted to add, I like that Dornaire and that Walters fight. I like that, man, on the undercard of the Triple G and all that. And one more last thing. Do y'all know when is Mayweather's media day?
Wednesday.
Okay, this Wednesday.
Wait, it might have been yesterday. It might have been yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday?
It's either
I know Madonna's was on the 26th.
It either happened it either happened yesterday or it's happening this Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, that's about it, and that's because, man, listen, you gotta think about it, man. How much other people he paid for that, man? You gotta really think, man. He trying to pay Maidana to lay down. That's all I gotta say, brother.
The media day is gonna be next Tuesday at 5:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Pacific Time. It's gonna be streamed live via YouTube and Ustream. So there you go. You got your info. And that's another thing that they're doing. When's the last time we seen Mayweather stream some sparring? That was Omar Henry. What fight was that? Somebody that I'm going to next. See if you can remind me. 503, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Cliff from Oregon.
What's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Brother? We hear you with a lot of static.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, so I just wanted to talk about this quick thing. The whole 50 Cent versus, Mayweather thing, Twitter war and saying he can't read. Do you think this is a pretty good distraction for Mayweather's part? Do you think this is what 50 Cent's trying to do, get into his head and just, get him to be distracted on, during fight night and, so Maidana could have the leverage and, so Mayweather goes in there, has all these thoughts in his head, like, fuck, dude, everybody thinks I can't read. Do you think that's a distraction for Mayweather? Do you think that's going to be a strategy for 50?
It crossed my mind whether or not this could affect Mayweather mentally, but I just don't. It's a very small chance, in my opinion. Mayweather's just too much of a professional when it comes to actual, boxing training and fighting and all that. I just wish 50 Cent reach out to Maidana and walk him into the ring.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. But yeah, I mean, that's all I had, man.
All right, brother. 856, you're live. Who's this?
What up, this is Chris from Jersey. What's poppin'? Chris,
what it do? Always a pleasure.
Ain't shit, just chilling, man. I love my man QB. Every time he calls, I feel like I'm listening to my favorite album of all time, CNN The War Report. That's my shit. He sounds like one of the dudes straight off that album, man. Wow. Nah, but yo, what he was saying too about Mayweather is correct, man. I don't like that shit, man. With gloves, whether he paid him or not, it's going on in business or boxing for far too long. I don't even like the fact that people could dictate the size of the rings or gloves people wear. It's just so much bullshit that they can do. It's almost like if a football team, if the Giants was playing the Eagles and it was like, yeah, spot a 7 point. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just not a good thing. You know what I mean? I wish it wasn't there, but it is, and that's the name of the game. I think the Omar Henry thing, I think that was for the, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Cotto fight.
I think that's who he had. Mm-hmm. I think that's who he had. Yeah, because he was like Omar Henry was big as shit when he was training with him, and I think that was for that fight. And then real quick, I want to touch on B-Hop and everything you said is so true, and it's like the show is so on point because I can't remember how long ago it was, but I remember somebody had called and it was talking about GGG and it was talking about maybe if B-Hop was ducking him. I can't remember exactly, but I remember B went in on him because he was like he said, I don't know if this is factual, but he said that B-Hop has never ducked the mandatory. He's always fought the mandatory, always. And it was the same case this time. So you got to give B-Hop his.
You meant to say Kovalev, but you said Triple G. But yeah, Beeb did say that.
Yeah, you're right. Kovalev, yeah. And I remember when he said it, you know what I mean? And he was just like, he never fought him, and people need to mention that, how, he was there and he was ready to take that fight, and it was Kovalev who passed on him. But I'm excited, man. It's in my backyard. I'm right out. I'm in South Jersey, man. I'm like 15 minutes outside of Philly, so. And I'm 45 minutes from AC, so I'm excited. I've been to a couple of Kovalev fights over here. I didn't go to the last one, but I went to the one before that with my man from Chicago. I can't remember his name. He was undefeated, but he ain't fight nobody. So I'm excited to go to that, man. And that's it, man. Again, every time I come on, I'm gonna tell y'all motherfuckers to donate. I ain't up my shit yet because I just ain't had the time. I work 60 hours a week, but everybody fucking listening. Donate. Let's get these videos. Let's get, all these fucking random shows they give us. And, just support the team, because they give us what we want and it's fucking what we look forward to every Sunday and Thursday night. And that's it. I'm out, fam.
All right, Chris. Thanks for calling in. I'm pretty sure Vic's going to be at that fight, but if not, you might get to meet our young boy, Josh. Kid's a beast. He's a beast on the up and up. I definitely want to remind you guys, if you are going to Mayweather Maidana Mayhem out in Las Vegas, and you want to, meet a bunch of fighters, Tyson's going to be there, Mayweather's going to be there, Porter, and I should just pull this thing up and give you guys some facts here, right? But in the meantime, let me take a call. 443, you're live. Who's this?
Hey, what's up? How you living, fellas? I'm from B-More, right? And yeah, I get it. B-Hop the man. I said before in the show he's in my top 3, him and Floyd. But we can't shoot the horns just yet about him always taking a mandatory throughout his whole career, because there's a few people that he didn't fight. I'm not going to shit on him because, like I said, he's the man to me. He's on my top 3 of all times, ACG. But James Toney, amongst a lot of other guys, he avoided, throughout his career. So it's only so much credit you can give him. And because of the lapses, I think that he's trying to make up for a lot of that. Some of the losses and the setbacks that he's taken through his career. So this is how he's trying to finish off. Because it ain't about how you start. It's about how you finish. Yeah, he also lost his first debut. He lost to Roy Jones back in the day. So there's a lot of things he's trying to make up for, though. But either way, you got to give him and Floyd props on this, because Floyd is not a young man either. He's 38 years old and taking on a guy like Maidana. And dudes complaining about, calling the show, complaining about glove size, Floyd's a bitch and all of this shit. Look, I used to train, right, with Maxwell Taylor. He has a younger brother, Emmanuel Taylor, that I think Adrian Brown is fighting. I used to go to school with them dudes, right? But look, long story short, glove size doesn't matter. It doesn't make you. You have to be born with power. Knockout artists are born; they're not made. So I don't care what gloves. It can be 8-ounce gloves, 5-ounce gloves. It's about being comfortable, though. It's not going to give you any more power than what you already have, or take any away. That's why when Robert Garcia was, he said on your conference call, right, on the show that as long as they train in them, they get, it's about adjustment. You drive, right? You drive nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no different than, you used to driving a Malibu Chevy, then suddenly, you buy you buy a truck now, and you buy a Jeep Liberty or something like that. You got to get used to the feel. One vehicle isn't going to make you a better driver. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy, it's ridiculous, but I get it though. It's just another reason to hate on Floyd. But and another thing with this the Keith Thurman situation, man, he needs to fight Bradley right now. I think that they can make that fight happen because Bradley said that he want to fight him. That's the fight I think should happen. It's open. Bradley doesn't have an opponent as far as I know. Keith Thurman doesn't have an opponent, so I don't see why this fight can't happen if Kovalev and B-Hop should happen. And that's all I had to say because I know y'all in drive-by mode, so I'm going to let y'all roll on.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. 832, you're live. Who's this?
What's going on, Ness, man? It's West.
Who?
West. W-E-S-T.
West. What's up, brother?
What's going on? Hey, man, I appreciate you, man, for letting me hop on, man. I'm just going to be pretty quick, man. Only thing I just want to just talk about the Mayweather glove situation. I know your man was talking about it about a couple of callers ago. He said that Mayweather could be, I guess, have everybody in his pocket. But the only thing I could say is this: I don't believe that that last fight was that close. That Mayweather had all the judges in his pocket that they basically leaned fight to Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? That fight was a 8-4 Mayweather fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think now. I don't know. This is my first time ever hearing about he paid Maidana with the gloves, but I guess, man, this is boxing because De La Hoya did the same thing to him. De La Hoya made him. I believe he made him wear 10-ounce gloves, boxing have its downfall too. Of let the bigger person choose the ring and all that stuff. So the only thing I say is that I believe Mayweather beat him last time fair and square. I believe him that. That's all I got to say about that, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Beeb, what's going on, brother? Where you been?
Well, I just got to chime in, man. When people just say things that are just so inaccurate, when people say that Hopkins ducked James Toney when James Toney was his mandatory. James Toney was never, ever Bernard Hopkins' mandatory. James Toney was fighting at 168.
90 seconds.
Bernard Hopkins fought 1993, I believe it was, and James Toney came around later. And by the time, Hopkins was fighting light heavyweight, James Toney was super middleweight. So it's just like, I don't understand, what people say things that are so inaccurate. They don't have the history. You can't tell me that James Toney
60 seconds.
Mandatory. I mean, you could say what you want about the guy. You don't like the way, whatever the case may be, but he's never vacated a title. Go back in history and look. He's never vacated a title. he said one time that, you know what, when I interviewed him back when he fought Roy Jones the second time, and he was telling me, the belts were my lifeline. Nobody wanted to fight me. He was blackballed because he had a mouth and people didn't like him. HBO didn't like him. But he had all the belts. So somebody was going to be his mandatory at some point in time. So he couldn't be. He needed the belts to make money. So he never got stripped of any of those belts. He had all 4 of them at middleweight after he beat De La Hoya, and he never, ever,
10
ever
seconds.
got stripped of one of them. And then when Jermaine Taylor beat him, that's when they got fractured again. But he had them unified, and he was the last guy that had all 4 of them unified. When was the last time it's been done? No one's done it. So I just think that last caller, I'm not trying to jump on him or give him hell about it, but he's just totally wrong. I mean, he's totally wrong. Let's look at some facts here. People said he was ducking Chad Dawson, right? He fought Chad Dawson, and Chad Dawson was his mandatory. And then he got in that freak accident with the shoulder, and the WBC mandated him to rematch him. He fought him. He didn't vacate his title. He lost. So I mean, let's just look at the history. When did he ever not fight a mandatory? Find the data and bring it to me, somebody. Just bring it to me, somebody. That's all. I mean, I don't want to ruin the show. I don't want to babble on about it, but that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I'm going to ask my boxing encyclopedia.
Yeah, what up? About the Hopkins thing? Well, I mean, Dean was pretty much right. Outside of the thing with Kovalev, though, I mean, I think there was a little bit on both sides of that, because Hopkins was saying that Showtime didn't want to televise him versus Kovalev.
But the thing about it, Nota, is whatever the case may be, if Kovalev did not fight cleverly, the IBF would have forced Hopkins to fight him. And the history, and again, I don't know if, I can't say factually Hopkins would have 100% fought him. In my mind, I believe he would have, because I'm looking at the circumstantial evidence.
Yeah,
I know, I'm just saying, but
right now anyway, so.
I know. It's a moot point. It's a moot point. It's irrelevant. But I got in so many debates like a year ago about this, and everyone was telling me, oh, he's a coward, he'll never fight him. So now I'm kind of throwing it in these people's faces, because, like, again, I throw things back in people's faces when they call me an idiot for saying something. Like when I was saying Cotto was going to win, everyone called me an idiot. I was getting calls by psychiatrists. So-and-so referred me to you because they told me you were crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is what was happening. So in situations like this, I'm normally not the type of person to gloat, but in situations where people just call me an idiot, call me a retard for saying certain things, and then my, whatever I said comes to fruition, it comes to the forefront, it comes to the truth, then I have to throw it in the face. I mean, he's never vacated the title, and he's always been the guy to vacate titles. He had 4 belts at middleweight. He has 2 belts now, and he's working on getting the 3rd one. No one does what he does when it comes to in terms of protocol with the sanctioning bodies. No one adheres to the rules of the sanctioning bodies more than this man. I'm just telling you.
Well,
That's just
Not just that, though, B. But the thing is, especially nowadays with how quickly the sanctioning bodies strip guys when they try to unify, I mean, it's kind of a wonder that he's been able to do that, to be honest. That he's been able to kind of get away with it.
The WBC, they were going on this stance at one point in time, and they were saying, oh, well, if you have our belt, we want you to vacate any other belt. And I think that was part of the reason, I think we talked about this last week, that they had issues with Canelo. But they have never issued, but then here goes the inconsistencies. Have they told Floyd to vacate the WBA title? But you know what they'll say? Oh, well, he's a super champion. He's emeritus status.
No.
That's what they'll say.
No, I'll tell you what they'll say. I actually got some facts on that.
Okay. Okay, I'll listen to you then.
This is crazy, too. It's finally been official because we've been hearing rumors about this for some time now. But for almost 2.5 years, the WBC has broken its rule when it comes to Floyd Mayweather Jr., allowing him to simultaneously hold his welterweight world title and junior middleweight title of the equal ruling, ignoring WBA. The WBC announced Wednesday that it would allow Mayweather to defend his titles in both weight classes against Maidana and undoubtedly collect a sweet sanctioning fee for the privilege. If Maidana wins, the WBC will recognize him as its title holder in both weight classes. The WBA has made no announcement, but you can bet it will also follow the money.
Well, the WBC did allow Sugar Ray Leonard to fight for 2 titles at one time. So it's not unprecedented that they've done this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of unprecedented that they didn't do it for the first fight, though.
Beeb, you're also a boxing encyclopedia, because I had paused to let you guys talk, but the next paragraph is, it's not the first time this unusual allowance happened. In 1988, the WBC allowed Sugar Ray Leonard to challenge Donnie Lalonde for its light heavyweight title, as well as for the WBC's vacant and newly created super middleweight title. But as weak as that instance was, at least the farce didn't carry on for more than 2 years, because Leonard vacated the light heavyweight title shortly thereafter.
Yeah, he never. Leota, can I ask you a question? Yeah. I want to verify this. See if you can verify this for me. Was 1988 the first year that the super middleweight division came about, if I'm not mistaken? And I think Leonard was the second.
Yeah, that was
super middleweight.
Yeah.
And was Leonard the second super middleweight champion? Didn't someone have it before him?
I think he was the first, actually.
Was he the first?
That was the first time.
Okay. I thought he was either the first or the second. I thought someone had it maybe and they vacated. But I think that was the year that they created that belt, Nestor. They had that. That was the first year that they had that division in 1988. It was crazy. Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? You know what Leonard said? Leonard said when he weighed in for that fight, because I think, if I'm not, I can go back and check the box record, but I think he weighed 166 for that fight. Do you know what he said? He said he put weights in his shorts when he got on the scale. He said he really weighed 162. So he fought a light heavyweight at 162. You could say whatever you... Well, actually, no. Lalonde had to come down to 168. But nevertheless, he was still a much bigger man than Leonard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, he was also... You can also make the argument that he was drained, though, because he wasn't...
He was drained. You could see it. You could see he was drained. That is. I agree with that 100% too.
You know, I mean, that's like James Toney trying to squeeze down to 160 again for Roy Jones. You know, it was that type of thing.
Let me ask you this now,
Hold on, guys.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, Beeb. Hold on. Because,
I'm sorry, Nestor.
No, just because when you asked to get on, I had like 2 other calls I still didn't get to. 790.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
790. You're live. Okay, Cat got your tongue. 313. You're live.
Oh, what's up? That's I called already. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
Oops. My bad. Go ahead, 313. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cool. I just wanted to clarify something from the previous caller. Well, not the previous caller, but before that, saying that litigation is not a roadblock toward making any fights. That might have been true maybe a couple of months ago, but he's actually suing Goosen for violating the Muhammad Ali Act. And the Muhammad Ali Act is something which involves, the financial, the purses and the revenue and the royalties, which means you can't make a single fight until that's cleared up, because creating a contract actually involves financial stipulations for both fighters, and Dan Goosen will not get him a fight while he's accusing him of cheating him out of his money, nor will Andre Ward ask Goosen for a fight on the presupposition that he was cheating him out of his money in the past. So, yeah, it's definitely a roadblock.
Didn't he lose already Tuesday? Isn't this like his 4th? Beeb, you've been following this thing. Didn't he lose already?
I think he lost 2 weeks. He lost 2 weeks ago, but he himself is in hot water, and I think he's going to get in trouble.
Goosen is suing him too. Now
for defamation of character. He's suing. Goosen's suing him, and I think Goosen's going to win too, because you know what it is. he is going around saying that he's, you know, really saying that, like, Goosen, he's really portraying Goosen as this unsavory character, and that he's not ethical and all this and that. And he's not coming out and calling them names and stuff like that, but he's really smearing his name, and he's trying to portray the victimization. Excuse me, I should say he's portraying that he's getting victimized. That's how I should have said it. I apologize. He's saying he's getting victimized by Goosen, and I you know, and Goosen, who's ever really had problems with Goosen? Really, I mean, he's probably one of the guys that is, you know, more on the up and up side as opposed to other guys, right? I mean, can we go back and look and see who's ever stood Goosen before? You know?
Remember,
I don't know. I mean,
remember when you and I had the conversation with Virgil Hunter? He was making it clear that there's things that we don't know that we should know, but basically he was calling all reporters out saying that we're not digging enough. So clearly there's something, because he definitely put the breadcrumbs out there.
Well, can I say one thing? I was listening to Ward talk one time, and I guess he had a meeting with Goosen, and I guess Goosen didn't allow James Prince to be in the room when he was talking to Ward, and that kind of set Ward off, and that was like a big thing to Ward. And I can understand, all right, whatever. That's kind of a shitty thing to do, but I mean, he was using that as one of the reasons why he wanted to get out of the contract.
Well,
I don't like the fact that, you know,
don't you think that that's a big reason, being as though that James Prince is his manager or advisor?
I understand that, but can I say one thing, though? Can I say one thing? There are certain instances where, you know, you want to have a meeting about, you know, with the fighter by himself. Like, maybe it's something, you know, that doesn't involve Prince. I don't know. I can see where you're coming from. You're right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but, you know, Goosen probably didn't want Prince there because he wanted to, you know, deal with Ward one-on-one. Who knows? But he was like the Ward was really upset about it, is what I'm saying. He was really upset about it, to the point where he felt like...
Not only that, but there have been rumors that Dan Goosen has offered Ward fights, which he turned down. And not too recently, Prince has released a statement saying that if Golovkin wants to fight, then 50-50 is a deal breaker. That there will never be a Ward Golovkin fight if they want 50-50. So he's actually he's, you know, putting him for the fight.
Who wants more? Ward wants more. Is that
Ward wants more? Yes. Yeah, he wants the lion's share.
You know, I
while being inactive and not doing anything. So
I understand Ward's stance, but he should be popular, but he's not. You know,
that's the thing. You shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know.
I mean, his ratings aren't bad though. His ratings don't necessarily say that he's not popular. I mean, he does ratings as good as Golovkin does.
I don't think ratings are the entire picture. I mean, he fights primarily in Oakland and can't even fill up the stadiums. You know, Golovkin
where does Golovkin sell out? Where does Golovkin sell out?
Oh, well, he just sold out the bottom bowl, which they scaled out almost 9,000 people at Madison Square Garden.
No, don't lie, do not lie. He did not sell out the bottom bowl. They had to switch it to just the bottom bowl, and it was barely 7,000. It was barely 7,000.
No. The official numbers were 8,500.
Official from who?
From Tom Loeffler and MSG.
Where's Vic at when you need him? I don't know.
There were 8,500 and some. It was a good atmosphere. No way it was 7,000. They scaled it down to 9, and it was almost a sellout.
That's not a sellout. And let me tell you something. Newsflash. Even if it was 9,000, it's the same thing Ward does in Oakland. Problem is, don't say no. And the problem is,
go back and look at the numbers.
The problem is people don't want to go to Oakland because they want to act like he has an unfair advantage when he's just kicking your ass. It ain't got nothing to do with Oakland.
Kicking, I mean, we're talking about fans here. Fans who live in Oakland don't even go out to his fights. It's not about people traveling. That says something when you primarily fight in a certain area and you can't sell out even that area. How are you gonna expect 50-50 from a guy who fights, who you know, in New York, in Connecticut, and now it's fighting in the West Coast. He's staying active and probably will sell out the stuff up. Pre-sale had a very, very good good response from everybody. How are you gonna expect? Like, what has he done? Yeah, he won the Super 6 in 2011. So
I can't believe
you don't stay at that
listen,
status.
I just want every listener that hears this live and on archive. Pronounce your name again, sir.
Wassam.
Wassam.
Don't put him on the spot.
No,
You're embarrassing the kid.
No,
he has
I'm
an
not.
opinion.
No, I'm not.
mean,
We go
don't lambaste the kid.
Beeb, you're not on here enough. Me and him go at it all the time. This is
I love debate.
All right.
I'm actually a student of comparative
It
theology.
seems like you're really hanging him out there right now. That's all.
Well, I am.
It's not personal.
I want them to attack him because they call me a fanboy. They call me a fanboy, and he's being a fanboy right now. He's really trying to compare Golovkin to Ward. There's no comparison.
In terms of what? What am I comparing, bro?
Well, you're trying to put them on equal level when they're not. They're not.
In what?
No, they are.
In what
They
sense?
are,
In
man.
what sense?
Really,
I'm comparing. I'm comparing popularity. I'm not comparing resumes. I'm saying what has he done to be in the limelight to deserve a 50-50 split. It's not about, Jermaine Taylor has a better resume than Golovkin. But if they fought, then
listen,
Triple G be the A-side.
again,
Ward
Ward pay-per-view. Ward, his Nielsen's numbers are always better than Golovkin's. He did 1.3 versus what's this kid named Edwin Rodriguez.
Golovkin did 1.4 versus Stevens. So what does that say?
Stevens
and Golovkin is actually, he's only been in America for less than 2 years.
And
That's
he's
crazy.
on HBO.
And
he's on HBO. That's a fucking machine. They produce champions.
Well, what network does Ward fight on?
HBO.
HBO? Okay, exactly.
Those numbers are in the same range, is what I'm saying, though.
No, they're not.
Exactly. They're in the same range.
No, they're not. Golovkin did less than $1 million in his last fight. Ward doesn't do that.
Because he fought Daniel Gill. Edwin Rodriguez is Latino.
Whose fault
Andre
is
Ward
that?
is African American.
Whose
Those are
fault
the
is
two
that?
largest fan bases in boxing.
What about
you have a Kazakhstan and you have
Edwin Rodriguez
Australia.
is let's get it straight. Edwin Rodriguez is Dominican. Dominicans don't watch boxing.
Exactly. And what about Chad Dawson?
Yes.
What about Chad Dawson?
No.
We're talking about two black fighters that still did over $1 million. What are you talking
Exactly, 1.3.
So what do you? I mean,
Listen,
exactly. I know.
Listen, the
African
bottom line
Americans
here
and
is the bottom line here is that some way somehow
the lion's share of fans in boxing.
Yo, some way somehow you're
No,
trying
Latino
to.
isn't even a real demographic. You got to break it down into country, man. You got to break it down into nationality.
No, you don't have to. No, actually, no, you don't have to do that. I know.
Yeah,
I know. No. I know.
Otherwise, Rigondeaux would be a big.
So wait a second. So you're saying like Mexicans and Puerto Ricans wouldn't tune in to watch Maidana?
They're completely separate. They're completely separate.
But they wouldn't tune in to watch Maidana though. They wouldn't tune in to watch Maidana versus Floyd Mayweather.
They'll tune in to watch somebody beat Floyd Mayweather. That's what they'll tune in.
But because he's Latino, I mean, you can even hear in the pre-fight conference that he's saying, "I'm doing this for all the Latinos." Even
well, it's one thing to say that. It's another thing to have for it to actually exist. It doesn't actually exist. That's some lip service bullshit that they play, for TV. But that shit doesn't actually exist.
It does exist. I mean, like
no, it doesn't. Okay, then
people
where's
in that
Rigondeaux's
general.
rating? Where's Rigondeaux's rating? Where's Rigondeaux's rating?
What do you mean? That's different though. The Rigondeaux is
No, it's not different.
nobody.
He's
No, that's completely different.
Yeah, he is.
Rigondeaux is actually he's in the same boat basically as Lara. You can be of that. That's like an extreme. There's extremes on both sides. But Rigondeaux doesn't have that.
The
style,
problem
but
is.
Maidana does.
How is it extreme? All you said that matters is that somebody's Latino.
No, I didn't say that's. I said it's crucial. It's integral. It's not everything that matters.
Listen, the problem is Nelta's right. You can't group all Latins into Hispanic. It doesn't work that way. People don't.
I'm saying, but they will still tune in to watch. They will still tune in to watch.
Exactly, because of Mayweather. That's why they're tuning in to watch.
But Nelton.
No, we're talking about Edwin Rodriguez. We're talking about Edwin Rodriguez.
No, that defense makes no sense, dude. That doesn't make no sense because people tune in to watch Golovkin. He's not fucking Mexican. He's not Latin.
Which is my point. You're proving my point, though.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you that you
No,
can't.
well, he's trying to say that Golovkin crosses over just because he's that popular. That's what he's trying to say. No,
Listen,
you're trying to say that Golovkin crosses
I'm not
over
debating.
just because he's that popular, even without. I'm not talking about you, Ness. I'm talking about Wassam. He's talking about that Golovkin is just that big. You know, he crosses over even without
all those. I'm saying with all those variables that I mentioned, him being in America for 2 years. And for only 2 years, and having similar ratings to Andre Ward, and selling out his venues, selling out with Curtis Stevens, selling out, almost selling out with 9,000 against Daniel Gill. He doesn't deserve a 50-50 split.
Hassan,
I think he deserves it.
Hassan, let me tell you something. He doesn't fucking deserve it. Stop saying that shit. It's unfair for you to say that. And secondly, let me tell you something. If Andre Ward would have fucking had his career on HBO, he would be more popular. Remember, Andre Ward's popularity stems from the Super 6, which took place on Showtime. He's only had 2 fights, I think, on HBO. Golovkin is an HBO darling. Andre Ward had it the tough route. He fought real people. Golovkin has been fed cream puffs and made to look good. Don't fucking act like it's the same thing.
He's not been. Oh, come on. You know very well. There was some sort of.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me just be.
He's a product of the super middleweight.
Hold on, buddy. We both can't talk over, and I'm in control of this shit. I just want to be clear that now you're attempting to compare Golovkin's fucking shit resume to Ward's, because it's not the same thing. And it's not the same network where they were brought up on.
When did I say I was comparing resumes? When did I say I was comparing resumes? I said, if people bring up the Super 6, that's not Andre Ward's fault. That's not Andre Ward's fault. He entered the Super 6 being an unknown. Triple G, there is no tournament in the middleweight division, and he's already ducked like crazy. If he would have came out from Germany, okay, out of nowhere into some kind of middleweight tournament, he would have done the exact same thing as Andre Ward. There's no question about it. And to say that he's basically that he's not must-see TV. He's not must-see. Even if they would have built his career, the way he fights is just not appealing to fans.
Whatever, bro.
I don't know who can question that. I mean, do you enjoy watching Andre Ward fight like Saki Obika or the Carl Froch fight?
Listen.
Was that enjoyable to you? Because you couldn't enjoy.
You are trying to brainwash.
Brooks Porter.
You are trying to brainwash the listeners by having them
I'm bringing
subconsciously.
facts.
No, you're having them subconsciously play old Andre Ward fights in their mind because you don't want to stick to the numbers. He does better ratings. He's fought better people. He gets paid more money. He is the A side. He is proven. It's a goddamn shame that you're sitting here with a dude whose biggest win is Daniel Gill, and you're trying to say he deserves 50-50 with Andre Ward, who cleaned out a fucking division. He cleaned it out.
Right.
You're crazy, man. When he was
he cleaned out the division. He cleaned out the division. Wait.
When he was 16 and 0,
middleweight division are still there, and he hasn't fought them.
Listen, when he was 16 and 0. He was taking on tougher people than Golovkin's fighting today.
Like who?
Whoever the fuck was his first fight at the Super 6 was more.
Exactly. I mean, come on. You're saying
what are you saying? So what are you saying?
So
what are you saying? That we can't give him credit? We can't give him credit because it was a tournament? I don't get what you're saying.
No,
every time we mention the Super 6.
You can't give him credit, but don't overrate it. Don't overrate it to the point like Edison Miranda and Alan Green,
how are we
Mikhail
not
Kessler.
going to overrate the competition that was in the Super 6 at that time? How are we not going to overrate that?
By just sticking to what was there, what was on the plate.
So where's Golovkin's? So where's Golovkin's Mikhail Kessler at?
He's hiding under a rock.
Where is Carl Froch? Where's his Carl Froch?
Also hiding from him.
Where's his Chad Dawson? Where's his Chad Dawson? Where's his Chad Dawson?
Put up a poll with Chavez, DeGale, and GGG. Triple G won that poll, even with the Mexican fans behind Chavez Jr.
Where is his Chad Dawson?
Where are the people willing to fight him?
Dude, you're a fanboy.
Andre Ward has this style that people are not really, you know, terrified of him. He got fought in
Froch
6
sounds pretty terrified of him. He hasn't mentioned his name once.
Who?
Froch.
Froch actually said he'd take the fight in the UK. He doesn't want to come back to the United States and have that in fiasco again.
Wait a minute. You hear him? You hear him, Nelda? What fiasco did Froch have?
What fiasco? You didn't see the fight?
What?
Yo, Froch got his ass whipped.
Did you see? No. It was. Come on, man. It was 8-4. 8-4. That fight.
Oh,
Froch
hell
and
no.
Andre.
That shit was at least 10-2, and that's being generous to Froch.
Come on, dude. He won the last 3 rounds clean. Go watch that. I just watched it 2 days ago. He won the last 3 rounds clean.
I knew that when he said the word fiasco, he was trying to indicate some shadiness, and that's just bullshit.
All right, the score.
Wait.
The fight was actually scored close, though.
Is Ward a clean fighter?
What was shady about it?
Is Ward a clean fighter?
Don't answer a question with a question. The man asked you a question, Golovkin.
Okay, fine. Definitely.
I think he is. I think Ward's a clean fighter.
Wait a second. Headbutts without a warning. Excessive clinching without a warning. Going in with his head without a warning. Look at the Kessler fight. At least six headbutts the referee counted. Who wants to fight a guy like that?
Yeah, he never got one for headbutts. He got one for, they got one for head clashes, but head clashes just happen. Headbutts is something you intentionally do. Ward never intentionally headbutts anybody. It's
Are
because
you serious?
his opponents are too stupid to properly defend himself and lead with their face.
Well, guys. Well, I would say
everybody complains of Andre Ward's head.
I will say this.
Yeah, because they have no defense. They have shit defense.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I have to tell you, you know, we're like, Mayweather, so you're going to have to pick up next week because it's already 10:30. It's time to go. And Golovkin's little brother is not going to stop Nelta. He's going to keep trying. I want to ask him one thing, though, because I think, do you go to all the Golovkin fights?
Do I what?
Do you go to all the Golovkin fights?
No, I'm in Detroit. I actually work 7 days a week. I'm not able to. But God willing, I'm going to go to this one, though.
But have you been to any so far?
No, just a distant fan.
Okay.
Not only Gennady, though. Actually, Andre Durrell is my second favorite fighter. And I support him fervently as well.
Okay. No, I just wanted to see if we met because I've seen some crazy Golovkin fans at the fight, especially at that Proska fight. It was weird. And which one I was at? I think it was at the Macklin one too, and I was also at the one in New York. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry, man. It's 10:30. I haven't eaten dinner. Time to go. Beeb, you wanna end it?
Yeah, man. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. You guys got to do the research. Nice ShoBox card this week coming up. Not a huge schedule, but I'm kind of interested in these fights. These are the up-and-coming guys. Jay Leon Love on the cusp of becoming, or fighting for a world title, I should say. So it should be interesting, man. And I'm really interested in that Badou Jack fight with Escalera. That should be a bomber. So
yes,
I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about on Sunday, baby.
I know. I think that's good. Man, we didn't make a pick. I'm gonna pick Escalera. Fuck it. I'm gonna pick him over.
I'm going with Escalera too. I was thinking the same thing too. I'm taking Escalera.
I'm not.
We're kind of crazy to doing it though because he is on a Mayweather Promoted show. But hey, you know what? He could get knocked out again.
And the thing is this about Escalera. If you think about the Rodriguez fight where he was kind of outclassed, he never quit trying. So hopefully.
No, he didn't.
Hopefully he doesn't quit against Badou and he's able to land something. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry I cut you off. Nelda, you can come back Sunday. I gotta eat. I got kids to take care of. Later.
Thank you for using Blog